Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dungeon Master this evening. Tonight, we will be... I'm just going to switch over our screens here. I present to everyone. Tonight, we are continuing our ongoing Star Wars campaign, playing the trilogy of Fantasy Flight Star Wars games, Star Wars Edge of the Empire, Star Wars Age of Rebellion, and Star Wars Force and Destiny. So today we had a bit of a shakeup in terms of who was going to be here, and it was uncertain. Jeff is kindly tuning in from vacation for a brief period to join us. But I wasn't sure who we were going to have. So today we're playing a bit of an interstitial session. So this will fit chronologically, guys, between when you left that planet where one was after you defeated him, and then you guys decided to offer that as a base for the Rebel Alliance. Between that, then when you went on your mission to Hydara, where the current campaign is right now. And this session tonight, guys, is called Stop Off in Sahur. So, where we open, guys, is with the the big space pen. The crawl would read something along the lines of that. What do you call it? Something to the effect of "You can't fight the Empire on an empty stomach." Rations are running low on the planet that I don't remember the name of the planet right now. Where you guys encountered the one. You didn't encounter Keanu Reeves on that. What you guys have been sent on is to this. You are on a mission to the planet of Sahur, and Sahur is a planet that sort of has some of the finest hydroponics in the entire galaxy. Mm-hmm. This place is a planet of stark contrasts with wide sweeping deserts and lush. We lost Cork on roll 20.
I think his picture was frozen. He's probably...
Oh, Cork, can you still hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You lost. There we go. The vast deserts and lush oases. Oasis? I don't know what
oases.
I don't know oases. Yeah, thank you. I'm not sure what the plural of oasis is. So what we're going here for is while this place, is such a stark contrast, they've developed an incredible hydroponics setup. So they grow some of the best vegetables, fruits, all sorts of things, wheats, whatever. And you are here to resupply. There is a local contact at a store called Off the Vine that is going to give you effectively like super concentrated syrup. It's not good tasting, but it's got all the stuff that you need to keep the Rebel Alliance trucking without dying of hunger, without rumbling bellies. So you guys are here. You need to get this stuff, and your contact is a guy named Bofa. So you need to find Bofa and get there. It's critical, otherwise there may be some problems with the back on the Rebel fleet. So. We cut to the crawl, it pans down, and we see, whoa, the back of the Argent Dawn flying along. And for those who are listening at home, on the screen is the model of the Argent Shadow. This is the ship that all the guys have done. This is a ship and shot and everything that was done by Corey, by the gentleman playing Vendry. So I really can't sing enough praises about this because this is super fucking cool that he did this. So the Argent Shadow goes racing by, the blue of the engines, woo, and you see underneath it there is this large dusky brown or like golden brown colored orb hanging in the blackness of space, but on it there are little sprouts of green that seem to go out, almost like cities. And as you guys, we cut then back to you guys flying over the desert terrain, and you're coming down to one of those cities. And what you see is that these cities are built kind of like, it's all metal, but it's in this twisting kind of like metal cones that try to maximize the amount of sunlight that can reach the place. On the outskirts of the cities, there are these massive bays of like greenhouses full of all sorts of colors of fruits and vegetables. And you can see that on the ground level, where there are these massive open souks, like markets, I guess markets, big open air markets with these big canvases, on top, and it's just full of people going around buying all sorts of different things. What do you call it? Argent Shadow lowers down and lands in one of the circular spaceports, very much like what you saw in Mos Eisley, and lands. When the ramp comes down at the side, we see walking out. I'll go left to right here, guys. Introduce who you are and who you're playing tonight. So, Steve-O, I got you first here.
Yes, well, of course, I am the lovely Oscarina. I play a Twi'lek bounty hunter / jazz dancer.
His jazz dancing is fierce. Okay, next up in mine is Corey.
Hi, my name's Corey. I'm playing Vendry, the intergalactic man of mystery who swaggers out of the Argent Shadow into the environment.
Nice.
I love watching your swagger.
I should mention also that Vendry is a Duros. Next up in mine is Dave.
I'll be playing Pash, our Corellian smuggler, ace pilot, and all-around man about town.
Okay. And finally, joining us from Jamaica.
Jeff, you're in Jamaica, wonderful paradise, and I'm playing Oddball, who is a revamped surgical droid who is now a saboteur and warfare genius.
Nice. Great. Okay, so all four of you guys come staggering down the docks. Our R2G12 kind of like, rattles something off at like effectively like I'll hold down the fort or something. Do you guys allow that?
We allow it.
Sure.
He's trustworthy.
Why shouldn't we bring him for one mission?
Does he want to stay with the ship? Well, I mean, he can come along if he wants.
I think it'd be fun.
Woo!
Where are we heading from here, Kev? Are we?
It's maybe about it's effectively kind of like halfway across town. So it'll be winding your way through a bunch of these sooks underneath there's actually there would have to be shade somewhere, but there's a minimal amount of shade from these massive spires. Like seen from a distance, it would look like kind of like an upturned weather vane, kind of with all the little spires and stuff. But anyway, you have to wind your way through all these things. There are like once you step out of as you're approaching, you could see that there are still like repulsor lift vehicles that are making their way around. But if you kind of picture like, any modern movie about the Middle East where like people are moving along at kind of a crawl in vehicles with all these people walking around, that's sort of what this city is like.
All right.
Is there an imperial presence on this city?
There is an imperial governorship here. This is in the Outer Rim still, so it's not actually part of the core worlds, but this does have an imperial garrison on it. You guys at this point have not become so notorious. I think I'm gonna have to think about that, but I don't think that they would have the description of the Argent Shadow at this point. No, they won't yet.
Pash will take Kit with.
Sure. Okay, so you hop in that, and Kit. What does Kit sound like anyway? I don't think we ever said. Oh, we did. Yes, it sounds like Michael.
Michael.
Pash. Okay. So you get hop onto Kit, And actually, you'll need that, and you'll need there's a big cargo hitch that's attached. Remember how Kit's got at the back of him that gravity hitch?
Yep.
Yeah. So, or the tractor beam. You're gonna need that because what you're bringing back is quite fucking heavy.
Okay.
So, or actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to change that because I'm just thinking of Rebels. In Rebels, they actually those transport things actually have little hovers themselves. So all you need to do, you'll need Kit to drag everything back, but you can just kind of back it up and it'll attach to them automatically.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so you now before you, so you guys get out and you as you're sorry, Vendry, you were the co-pilot, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, so you were probably the one who contacted Spaceport Control for the city, and they say, you're like, so whatever, designated Ardent Shadow, so coming into for landing, and they say, yes, just land at Docking Bay 3.
All right, we'll lock in on Docking Bay 3.
Okay, so that's where you've landed. Boom, door goes, or the hatch goes down, and you guys all walk out. It's probably about 42 degrees, maybe in the direct sun. So it is just scorching fucking hot. For any of you, for Oscara, I think you're okay. Pash and Vendry, you're kind of almost. This is close to what it was like on that what's the name of the planet where the crystals were? I'm trying to.
Famous?
Famous, thank you. Yeah. So, honey, settle down. So, you haven't felt this kind of heat since Famous. But are all the rest of you just going to kind of walk along? To be honest, Pash, as good of a pilot as he is, he can't really get ahead of these crowds too well. So he's going to have to wait for you guys. But as soon as you get out of the spaceport itself, you see that there is a crush of people here. But you also see there's an awful lot of folks who are lying all on the side. Like, you're used to seeing beggars and whatever at big cities, but there seems to be an awful lot of really, there's more than usual, and they all seem to be coughing and stuff like that.
Is there tobacco growth on this planet?
There's not, no.
What kind of hydroponics are they also into? I'm wondering.
Spice is the #1 drug of choice in what do you call it in this, and that's actually mined based on the spice mines of Kessel.
I wonder if we could, maybe acquire some spice and trade it for weapons.
In theory, I mean, if you're questioning whether you guys can get into the drug trade, I mean that's quite possible. There are other ways of acquiring weapons beyond just drugs, but
No, it's okay because Pash knows a guy.
is that?
You probably do know a guy.
I really do.
Yeah, Jeff?
Oddball wants to make a roll to see if he has any idea what's going on with the people.
Oh yeah, go ahead. You want us
Just have
they're
medicine.
really pretty much, if you approach one of them to take a proper scan, Jeff, they're really spare credits. So you have a chance to really take a proper diagnosis.
Okay, sure.
So let me, sorry, I gotta open up the difficulty chart. Let me just get that open. Where is it here? Nab, it. There we go. Dice pulls open. Oh, guys, you know what? Why doesn't everyone roll for? Let me reset the. There we go. I've cleared the destiny pool. Go ahead and everyone roll your dark side, light side points, or force dice.
So I just click roll destiny?
Yes, that's right. Nice. More. No, you roll the wrong dice. Click on roll destiny. You clicked on.
What the hell?
Oh, I see. All right.
Oh my God.
What is happening?
I just automatically just get
Yeah.
the double black one. Here we go. See?
There you go. Guys, thanks.
What has happened here?
This is what happens when the Jedi doesn't show up.
Is this broken or is that actual results?
It's actual results.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. So awesome. I guess I'll be spending some dark side points. Oh, one rules clarification I wanted to make too, guys. So you have the opportunity to spend light side points on rolls when you want, but once I declare that I'm spending a dark side point on something, you can't then spend a light side point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was told I watched a great video about where a guy was talking about like the using the force points and other way, so how to use them correctly in play and stuff like that. And he had mentioned it in passing, and I'm like, oh wait, that's a rule. So I went back to the rules, and sure enough, it's the rule, and it's actually something similar to how spending momentum works in Conan. So it makes sense because Conan is the same game designer as the guy who designed the Star Wars system. So that way, it doesn't become a meaningless.
It's not an arms race.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, it's just like the chances aren't modified at all. Now, the downside is that even if you guys are spending light side, I can still spend dark side.
Well, there are
Right.
4 of us against 1 of you, so.
Yeah, so there's that. Although that would be, I'm not going to escalate like that necessarily. Okay, so anyway, let me set the dice pool difficulty for you there, Oddball. All right, go ahead and make your roll. Holy shit.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, so you identified this. This is Eldor's, what do you call it? Eldor's disease. Well, what this is it's effectively a virus that is not native to with that many hits, and we rolled a threat in there too, though. So maybe you. I'm going to bank that for now, I think, because I don't want you're not getting strained from like, whoa, like
Right.
or I guess, oh my
So
god.
is it highly contagious? Should I warn my comrades to put on
yeah,
some masks or something
not
if possible?
It's not good, but you have to have you have to have lengthy exposure to it in order for it to take. And it really is only like in this environment is just perfect for it. There are certain, certain infections or viruses that thrive in a wet environment. This is one that just happens to do quite well in a dry, arid environment. So this is just not a good thing. It is really easily treatable. And really all it is, and I don't mean to minimize it, but it's effectively just a extraordinarily debilitating disease. It's not necessarily that's going to kill you, but it can leave you open for opportunity infections.
Okay.
So,
You have to be.
So-
you have to be flanking to get the opportunity injection.
exactly. Oh no! I just had influenza get a back strike on me. Okay, so although it's a non sequitur, I was sick like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and this is the joys of being 40 now. Is I threw up and I threw my back out throwing up.
Nice. Welcome to 40. Yes.
Aging sucks. Okay, so anyway, so that's what it is Eldor's disease.
Okay, so Oddball shares that with the guys and lets them know that they should be careful about exposure to it because it can be very debilitating.
With your mechanics score, Jeff, I think that with a quick slipping out of a filter, you may be able to just modify their respirators and you'll be fine.
Okay, sure. Should I roll that?
No, your thing is more than good enough.
You can just make, okay.
Yeah, like what's your mechanics? Don't you have like 3 yellows and 1?
Yeah, it's 2 yellows and 3 greens.
Yeah, so that's fine. So he at your what do you call it? You get from your belt, and he quickly modifies them for you guys. You put them on, and okay. All right, so you head across town.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Actually, Kev, does Pash have any contacts on this planet?
You might. Who are you hoping to look for?
Well, if spice is plentiful on this planet,
Guys,
Pash might-
remember you're on an emergency relief mission right now.
well,
Get the drugs later, dude.
All right.
It's fine to do that, but just the this is you are here in a fairly urgent task, and it's an Imperial planet already. So if somehow things go, say, the way they normally go, then you guys may not be able to recover that stuff. So. So maybe and canonically in game, what happens is you sort of like, because maybe you guys were talking about that. I sort of picture like Vendry and Pash sitting at the in the pilot's chair, kind of not talking to each other, and then Vendry just says, you can sell spice for a lot. There's a pause. Then Pash says, I think I know a guy. Dash walks in, is like, what are you guys talking about? And both of you guys say simultaneously, nothing.
Hyperspace.
Yeah, hyperspace. So you guys, so you do think you know a guy here, but like this is just, knowing there's sickness and whatever else here right now, and that you need to get this stuff from, did I tell you the name of the shop you're looking for?
I think the name of the contact?
I told you the name of the contact. You know what? Sorry, his shop is called Off the Vine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys Dash, or rather Dash, he's not even here. Pash, you sort of lean into Vendry, you're like, what we're talking about, and then you see a squad of Imperial stormtroopers marching their way along with one of those little probe droids floating behind them, and you're like, hold that thought. And you sort of turn Kit and the rest of you guys sort of try your best to get hidden behind a crowd of people making their way through the around the spaceport. So we sort of cut. You guys start making your way across the city, and we see a bit of a montage of you guys making your way through the just crazy crowded streets. And you're making your way up towards, through these cramped hallways. You're constantly being harassed by vendors who are speaking in all sorts of languages you don't understand, and then trying to make crude approximations of basic, and trying to sell you stuff, like hold it out to you, anything carved, wooden items. There are, which is something, because there's not a lot of trees on this planet. Fruits and vegetables and all sorts of different things, and you're like, no thanks, no thanks. And you guys get up to this one intersection, and then you hear there's the hub of the sook that's going on in as you're making your way through here, and like this is like massive, like football field sized markets that just sprawl out. So you're winding your way through these tents. Every single one of them can be collapsed at the end of the day and dragged home or whatever. So you're making your way slowly through this. You get into maybe one argument with some, surly Jawas who are driving an overloaded trash cart through it. And you either let them go or they go ahead of you. And then you get to what would effectively be one of the larger thoroughfares to get through the sook, and you can hear even more noise, which sounds like angry people shouting. And unfortunately, you sort of like, if you have the instincts to like, I'm going to avoid that trouble, you unfortunately are sort of brought along by the crowd, such that you're about maybe half a block away, and you see that there are a ton who are basically filling that whole wide, long, thoroughfare, marching with protest signs up. And they're chanting, and all the pictures have them in a picture of a human, and you gather from sort of seeing these, what they all say, that this is the governor, whose name is Kareem Walik. And the protest signs are not thrilled. The gist of the protest and sort of the chants that these people are saying is that Walik is not responding to, not responding to the threat, to the dangers, irresponsible. And you can see that sort of marching somewhat near them too. Actually, why don't you guys make perception checks for me, please? Let me set the difficulty here. So I think there is a bit of a challenge here. Okay, guys, go ahead.
Where's eating? Where is it?
Okay, I think it's clean, sweet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's clean.
that's a nope.
Scara.
Is there a difficulty for this perception check?
Yeah, I've already entered it in. Oh, Cork, maybe you haven't been here in a bit, but I've got a way of setting the difficulty for you guys now. So
Okay, does it show up on my sheet or no?
Well, yours, it'll show up in the roll.
All right. Once per game session, I can re-roll a perception check.
Yeah, that's fine. So you can go ahead and give it a roll, see how you do. Whoa, quite well. Okay, so Vendria, of course, you're not distracted by the scene or by the pomp and spectacle. You're keeping your eye out for trouble.
And also I have another useful skill I think that I just wanted to mention.
Sure.
It basically familiar sons once a session make a hard 4 purple outer rim or core worlds check. If successful, you are familiar with the type of planetary environment, know whether the planet is likely to be inhabited, where the habitation could be found, also know about environmental effects, hostile predators, or potential base locations.
Okay. So I think if well, you said once per session you can do that?
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and make that roll now? Because
Okay.
this is the whole thing is going to be on Sahur anyway.
So it's a 4 purple.
Difficulty? Okay,
Would that be outer rim or core worlds?
I think it said outer rim, didn't it?
It said outer rim or core worlds.
Okay, so yeah, it's outer rim then.
Okay.
Okay, so I set the difficulty for you.
I'm just looking. Okay, outer rim. Here we go.
Nada. Okay.
Rim shot. No go.
Okay. So this one, maybe that's why you didn't know much about the situation here going down. Okay, so you sort of stop there for a bit. Vendry, what you notice is that there are squads of stormtroopers. You see one on the other side of the thoroughfare through the marching or the throng of protesting people, and you see that there's a bunch of stormtroopers, and they're you can see them speaking into some kind of comm. So they seem to be communicating with someone else. You look behind you and you see that sure enough, there's another group of stormtroopers that is sort of monitoring this as well. So that's 3 squads of stormtroopers you guys have seen at least in the since arriving on the planet.
What are they doing? Are they on R&R?
Sorry?
Are they on R&R? What are they sort of like?
No. They're on active duty. They've got you picture the type of squad that was looking for Lou or Canute Ben and Luke, whatever else on Mos Eisley. It's the same type of squad.
Okay.
You got little sensor things out. There's little droids floating along with them. So, what are you guys doing?
Are they stopping our way or something?
No, they seem to be more interested in the protesters. Now, one other thing you see, Vendry, again, because you're sort of paying attention to the edges and whatnot, is one of the vendors or someone who's shopping in the market seems to bump into one of these protesters, and it leads to a near violent scuffle. Like there's some shoving, there's some shouting and stuff like that, and then one of the guys just gets kind of carried along by the protesters, and the other one goes. Like this seems like a bit of a powder keg situation.
What are they protesting? The Empire?
They're protesting the imperial governor, who, for what you're gathering, Governor Walik is not responding to the crisis of this Eldor disease.
See, I kind of wanna explode that situation.
I suspected you might. What do the rest of you guys think, though? How is that going to help you getting there? If this place explodes to violence, you have to still get to where you're going and then get back with all the cargo.
No, this works to our advantage because we may need a distraction later on to try to get this stuff out. So that may prove to be a useful.
Because if say we're on the way back and this protest is still going on and we have to get around, we could like me and maybe Pash could like split off from Oddball, Oscara, and the what's the droid called? R2.
R2G12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they could like split off with the cargo and like we'll start this protest up, like hit somebody and make it look like we're on the Empire side kind of thing. Get it into a full-on riot, and then the extra reinforcements will clear our path back to the ship.
Sure.
Does that sound like something that that would make sense, Kevin?
Plan.
Okay. So if you wait for this to pass, then it probably takes, to be honest, almost like 45 minutes. This is a lot of pissed off people stomping on by, and they seem to be going off in one direction now. Cork, I'm gonna. Did anyone think?
Can we tell what they're protesting?
Well, like I said, they're protesting that Governor Walik, the human imperial governor here, isn't responding, or they feel he's not responding to whatever the health crisis is.
Okay.
So, and as you've gone through this the sook as well, you're seeing
Make the outer rim great again.
Yeah, really. It's going to be tremendous. It'll be a tremendous place.
We're going to build the Death Star. It's going to be great.
It will make the rebels.
It's going to be fabulous. You're not going to believe how great it is.
Okay. So, yeah, unless you want to do something different, then you wait for the thing to pass, and then everyone will sort of, carry on. So you guys get up to, you pass maybe like one more squad of stormtroopers, and it takes, at the rate you're going, it probably takes you about an hour, with the extra 45 minutes, about 2 hours and 15 minutes to get across to where you need to get to. You get to the, bless you, to where you need to go, and off the Vine is actually one of the places around the base of those tall, corkscrewing kind of cone-shaped buildings. There is like kind of like a mall, effectively. Like it spreads out, and then there are long, sort of like little, like I guess like malls, like little rectangular things that shoot out, and then there are shops along each side, and almost fanned out like fingers, I guess, or whatever, around the base of these towers. One of these, you walk up to it, and you can see that it has the sign "Off the Vine," fresh produce, and it's got a big open kind of stalls or whatever in it, and there seems to be people in there shopping, quite freely. Now, what are then? And again, there are still what do you call it? Stormtroopers that you've passed as you've made your way over here. Now what are you guys going to do?
Well, let's continue on to where we're supposed. Do we have a meeting time for our contact?
You do not, because they didn't necessarily know when you were going to get here.
Okay.
The vagaries of hyperspace being what they are.
Let's just head into the store.
Okay. So you guys walk into the store and sort of look around. One thing I wanted to add too is you do see that at one point it seems like someone is sort of protesting Walik in one of the stalls that you pass by, and the stormtroopers take them into custody quite aggressively. Not like dead aggressively, but like trash their stand, arrest them, throw them to the sand floor, arrest them, drag them off. Then the last stormtrooper that goes knocks the rest of the stall down, and then leads them off. So, if you guys walk into the store, what you see is there are a bunch of effectively like really old sand, or weather-beaten droids that are sort of servicing they're floating along, servicing the customers as they go. And you can see that there are most of the staff here seems to be Gamorreans, big burly Gamorreans carrying and big stacks of fresh produce out. It's a kaleidoscope of colors inside here with a different variety of exotic fruits. The signs tell you that they're all grown locally, but the variety of fruits you would guess are from all over the galaxy. The person you are looking for, however, you have been told is, let's say his name is Bofa. So what are you guys going to do?
Oh, let's go find Bofa.
Okay. How are you going to do that?
Asks for him.
The name tags?
Is there
Does there seem to be a counter or somewhere that we can go talk to someone?
Yep. There's a counter kind of in the middle of the stall.
Benry is gonna fan out and just like look like I'm not with these guys.
Okay.
And kind of just get a strategic position.
Okay.
Are there any gambling tables, Kev?
In the produce store, no.
No. All right.
Jesus.
A game of dice by.
There's pull tabs.
Yeah, pull tabs. There's a pretty good selection of nuts. Although it would be great, I've got chance cubes. I just want broccoli. So the vendor, you sort of peel off from the group and start taking up a sort of a position of surveillance. Would you make another perception check for me? Just give me 1 second to set the difficulty. All right, you go ahead.
Who's that?
You're ready. Perception, please.
Oh.
Ooh. Triumph and 2 threat. Okay. So you guys, Cork, you're going back and trying to position yourself in. Whoop, you all right? What'd you do? You okay?
Steady barking. Dry heaving.
Choked yourself. So you get yourself into a spot and you look over and you realize that you can see just for a split second, someone is using electro binoculars to look into the store directly at your friends and sort of watch things. So you sort of do the quick, and they're, and then you see it sweeps over towards your direction. And you hurriedly sort of turn as if you're not staring at them. But unfortunately, because you move so quickly, you basically clark yourself right into one of those floating droids.
Okay.
And so you take 2 points of strain.
Do I have to adjust something on my sheet here?
I'm just going to correct it so we don't fuck up the numbers from the last session. I'm just going to mark it on here.
Okay.
For tonight, guys. I'll just.
All right. Is there any light side points?
There are none. There are 5 dark side points. So I will start using those shortly. So you sort of clatter at that. What do you want to do? The guys are making their way over towards the center sort of area where there's this big basilisk guy who's standing behind he's a sort of like a pinkish brown skin. Basilisk guys are, remember Dexter Jetster? What's his name? Dexter Jetster? Is that his name?
The four-armed cook?
The four-armed cook from, what do you call
Dexter?
it? The, what's the second one called? Attack of the Clones. So
the guys with the binoculars are just like regular dressed?
No, they're wrapped in a lot of, it's a thin and leaner thing, but he's wrapped head and neck in like a dun or desert colored scarf, and then he's got lots of drab colors on as well.
It's just one guy?
It's just one guy.
Plain closer.
But you can pick a someone who's a surveillance mark quite easily. You in fact pick that up. So, do you say anything to the guys before they reach the Basilisk?
Well, I was going to say if I had a light side point, I'd have something retroactively set up for the R2 unit that I could hit it, and it would be like an alert.
Instead, you're thinking, God, that would have been a good thing to do.
Yeah. I guess. Well, I'm wondering, could I actually approach the guy that's surveilling?
He's probably, like he's outside. You're about halfway into the store right now. He's well outside the store and kind of on the far side of the like where the next stall is set up. So there's the mall themselves, which are permanent structures, and then like right outside there's markets that set up or carts or whatever, not carts, stalls that set up every day as well. So you could get there, but it would take you. It certainly wouldn't be before before the guys reach the counter.
Is there any?
Should we stop and investigate this before we ask?
Are there any beggars or anything like that?
Well, I think you guys, Oddball and Pash and Oscara, are completely oblivious to this fact. You don't know.
Are there any like?
Right. No, I'm only suggesting this to.
Are there any beggar children around?
Not in the store, but probably outside.
I'm going to step just outside the store, and like
I said, you're not going to be able to get to. You're not going to be able to get to them before the guys talk to the guy at the desk.
Okay.
Because the store is quite busy.
I'm just gonna walk past Dash and just say like loud enough for him to hear, "We're being watched," and then just keep walking across the store.
You guys do have comm links.
Yeah, but I'm being surveilled right now.
Okay. So you want to do Cork? Why don't you make? Let me set the difficulty here. I'm gonna get you to make a either athletics or acrobatics, whichever one you choose to use.
Athletics.
Athletics. Yeah. Go right ahead. Difficulty set to try and get to them. The other three of you guys are just strolling over. Ooh. So unfortunately, so you're trying to get through the crowd to get there fast enough. You're trying to recover from getting clarked in the head by that floating drone. But like, you know those old scales they used to have at grocery stores?
Yeah.
With the thing where you'd put everything in there and you'd mark down a little weight or whatever?
Yeah.
So picture like if that was a droid. That's effectively what these things are. So you just kind of gonged yourself with one of those. But anyway, so you're making your way across and you're not quite there. The three of you guys walk up to the desk. You're oblivious to what Vendry has noted. What do you guys say? There is a code phrase that you've been provided.
Kev, do we know if the store itself is assisting us, or just this one guy?
It's just the one. From what you can tell, you've just been given the name of the contact. This isn't unusual for.
Then we would just ask for him. We would just ask for him.
Okay. So who wants to ask then, guys?
Pash will do it.
Oh, that's the other thing I was thinking too, guys. I've been watching a lot of other podcasts too, and one of the things I'm gonna ask you to do to try and keep like keep everyone in character and speaking in character too. And some of you are doing this already. Is like if I give you information about something, feel free to repeat it back as your character would repeat it. Don't say like, "Oh, I tell everyone else that," because I think it will be cooler for you guys to be speaking in character, and it'll feel less like moving board things around on a table and more like playing your actual character. So, sorry. So anyway, who wants to say that?
Pash will do it.
Okay, what do you say?
What is the contact name again?
Contact's name is Bofa.
We're looking for the manager of this establishment. He goes by the name Bofa.
Well, I'm Bofa.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
What can I? He kind of looks you guys over. What can I help you with?
Well, I think we may be the ones that are able to help you.
The code phrase is you were to ask for Alderon water fruit.
Well, more specifically, would you be able to point us to the aisle that holds your Alderaan water fruit?
You see his eyes kind of, and he gets a bit of a grin on his face, like he's really pleased with the thing. That's a rare item that you're asking for. We can't keep them out here. The water fruits will just dry right up. I gotta keep them in the back. Why don't you three? And then Vendry kind of stumbles forward and then says to Pash, "We're being watched." Or is it 4? Why don't you 4 come on in the back with me? And he's waddling his way back. His two what do you call it? 2 of his hands are being wiped off with with some kind of rag. The other 2 are just kind of walking at his side, and he tosses the rag to the side and he says, "Hey, car, watch the till, will ya?" And this Gamorrean kind of goes, and
Maybe
then
I'll stay out and then sort of stay like not pretend I'm not part of the crew and just sort of keep watch a little bit and then sort of pretend to keep talking. You know?
yeah. So you hear that they're yeah, sure. Why don't you make a stealth check for me? Give me a second. I'm just going to
I can do that.
let me set the difficulty first.
All right. Everything's missed out. Right.
Yep, go ahead.
Oh yeah, Shaka, eat that.
Holy shit! Good
Wow.
Wow. So the what do you call it? If we cut to the what do you call it, to the guy on the other end of the electronoculars, you see sort of like we're watching everyone, and then he sees the 3 go off, and then suddenly the Twi'lek is gone. He kind of like and goes back to observing. So the big the big basilisk saunters on back into the back room, and there's like a hanging kind of plastic things to keep the difference between difference in temperatures. You walk through into the back, and then there's like there's just rows and rows and rows of fruits back here as well too, all stored in kind of crates and whatnot. There's more of those what do you call it? So there's more of those droids, and that are sort of zipping into the back to grab fruits and bring them out. And there's 2 Gamorreans who are in the back who are kind of watching some kind of thing on some really hyper-violent kind of hollow show, and squealing at laughter as like one thing disembowels another thing. And Bofa says, "Hey, back to work, you 2." They gotta squeak as if like being caught with the hand in the cookie jar. Grab the little thing up, it goes down, and they go racing out. So he comes back, and he leads over towards this what do you call it, towards sort of the I guess back of the area, past where all the rows are, and or where the rows of fruits are. And then there is a gap there where it looks like there should be another row, but there isn't. But what is positioned in front of there is a sort of a big stack of crates, and it's just those sort of like nondescript cargo crates that you see in Star Wars. He walks up and he says, "Now, is it Alderaan water fruits you're looking for? Because I think I might have them back here." And he sort of activates the hover or the repulsor lift thing on the bottom of the crate, and it kind of goes up, and he uses 2 of his hands to just push it to the side. And what you see is these big cylindrical cargo crates.
Pat will grab Botha by the arm, and he'll kind of lean in and just say, "Botha, did you know that your store's being watched?"
What? I'm not being watched. We're very cautious. We took all the precautions that were recommended. This isn't my first time to the Bantha Rodeo. You guys can all make, 1 second here. What's the skill I want to have? I think it's perception, actually. Go ahead and make a perception check. Let me just check the difficulty here. All right, guys, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, Vendry?
Holy crap.
Oh, odd. So Oddball. There's you pick up even more. So this is absolutely his first time to the Bantha Rodeo. He's totally full of shit. He doesn't know it certainly is like a newcomer to the rebellion at best. He is older, and Oddball, with that good of a role, you do a quick like medical scan, and this guy seems to be the basilisk equivalent of endorphins are just going like crazy. Like he's seen his physiological symptoms tell you that he is having a blast. This is what
is this guy high?
You don't know. Perhaps just like really excited to be playing spy, because this is his first time doing it. This is not a young basilisk either, Oddball. You can tell that. This is a guy who's a little, further along in the tooth. Pash, what do you want to say? So he's already, that's what he says. Pash, you don't quite pick up what he's saying, but Vendry and, or you don't pick up the fact that he's full of shit. Vendry and Oddball, you guys do. Like, seems like he may not have a clue that his shop is under surveillance.
Okay, so can you remind me what we're acquiring from this guy?
It is big tanks of basically super concentrated food, effectively. It's like a liquid form of like, think of like a Star Wars equivalent of like V8 juice. That's kind of what you're picking up.
What I'm thinking is when we get this stuff, I want crates of legitimate fruits, and maybe me and Odd could like walk out the front with the crates while you guys slip out the back with the good crates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm thinking if they're sprung on us and they're gonna catch us with contraband, I'd rather have them catch me and Odd with completely legal shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad plan, actually.
Did you bring something to haul this with? Because it's going to be a long walk back to the spaceport if you're pushing it.
Yeah. It's not our first rodeo either. Where are all your exits?
He slaps your back, Pash, and sends you like staggering forward a little bit.
All right. Where are all the exits?
Well, we got the loading dock back over there. If you want to pull up your repulsor lift or whatever you're bringing. What'd you bring?
No, both. I said all of your exits.
Well, there's that one back there, and there's the main entrance, and that's it.
Okay. You know what? I'll have my ride meet us out in the back then, and so Pash will call Kit to meet him around the back.
Wasn't there 4 of you a moment ago?
Yeah, they're prone to wandering. Don't worry about them.
Huh. As long as he's not grazing on fruit, we support the rebellion, but not shoplifters. Also, he's fucking shouting out that he supports the rebellion, incidentally.
This guy is not subtle.
So, Pash, would you make another, let me set the difficulty here for you. Oh, no, Pash, I'm sorry, Oscara.
Sure.
You're outside and you're sort of looking around and go ahead and make a perception check. You're pretending to check out some kind of bizarre, like spiral-shaped fruit.
All right, buying some ferns for the ship. All right, here we go. Booyah! That's a double hit. There we go.
Actually, that's
nothing negative, right?
Awesome. So you're sort of like, you're looking down and you're like, why is this? Oh my God, this thing's overripe. And stormtroopers. So we cut back to you guys. Actually, Pash, describe to me what your reaction will be by seeing 2 squads of stormtroopers stomping their way with purpose into the store.
Oscar.
Oscar.
That's right. And I'm sort of freeze. I have my gun on my back. I'm counting the guys I'm looking for.
If you mean your giant big gun, that's not something that's gonna be allowed here.
Oh, okay. So I've got my.
You guys have to be subtle here. if you've made an effort to try and conceal it, I'll let you do that. But
Remember
it
I
may
wanted
seem
the armor where I had the concealable pistols?
you don't have that yet.
Oh, okay.
No.
So I've got 2 pistols. They're just on me, and
Sure, and then you got your well, you have the thing strapped to your back. I'll say.
my heavy gun strapped to my back.
Yeah, it's what? It's a heavier. What is it? Light repeating?
It's a heavy blaster, so it's pretty.
What's a heavy blaster?
Yeah, it's pretty good size heavy blaster.
What's the size of a heavy blaster? Let me just see if you can. I want to not error, but I want to give you the benefit of the doubt here.
He's kind of a Jesse Ventura character, you know.
Let's rock.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I guess that's not Jesse Ventura. That's a Hispanic lady.
I got bleed.
Yeah. Gosh.
All right, guys. Well, I got to take off. So have
right.
fun. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Jeff, thanks so much for joining us. Have a really great time in Jamaica, or continue having a great time.
Yeah, man.
Will do.
See you, Jeff.
Birthday too.
Happy birthday, Jeff.
Happy birthday.
Night, guys.
Happy birthday, Jeff.
Thanks.
Are you 40 yet?
Nope, not till next week,
Oh,
Friday.
nice.
Okay. We'll see you, Jeff.
Bye.
Good
Okay,
night.
so the heavy blaster rifle. Is it a heavy blaster rifle?
It's a heavy blaster, yeah. Hold on here, right?
Yeah. Is encumbrance 6, which is kind of next to impossible to conceal. So
Yeah, it's impossible to conceal. And
is it well, it's not restricted, so no, that's okay.
Okay.
I'll say you have it. That's fine. That's fine. This place is on the outer rim.
Sure. I'm like, oh shit. And do we have communicators to talk to the guys?
Yep.
So I should be like, I'll be like, alert, alert, red alert.
Okay, so we now cut back to you guys. Oscar just said red alert, red alert. What are you guys doing?
You know what? Pash will turn to Botha. It's like, you're an idiot. They're on to us. Get us out of here.
Who's on to you? What is this? What's happened? What did you bring here?
Who's in the back with me?
Is Oddball and Vendry.
Vendry, grab one of the crates. Let's get the hell out of here. And Pash will start pushing one of the crates towards the loading dock.
What you can do is you run along the side, kind of like boot, 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 hit all of them, and they go up, and then they activate their tractor beams, and they kind of and Bofa says, "No, wait, you're gonna want this too. Something special for the rebellion." And he hits the side of the crate that he sort of pushed aside initially, and it goes up and then hits along with the other 3. So are you guys gonna start moving this thing down?
Yeah.
What's in the one for the special for the rebellion?
Do you want to take time to look, or you want to go?
Well, Pash is firing up. I mean, he's taking Kit out of there, and
Yeah. So Kit's making its way through the crowd right now to get to the other side.
There we go.
So I think Kit's winding its way through the group, and then you've got finally R2G12 gets fed up and kind of like hits his little booster rockets to get ahead of Kit, and then starts kind of like all his little things. He kind of has like an R2 spaz out, and he kind of like and it clears this crowd so that Kit can get to the side. On each of these those malls that I've described, there's a little back alley that runs along the back, and that's where you guys are unloading and offloading from. So R2 then kind of like rolls to the side, and Kit goes zips forward, activates its tractor beam, and kind of pulls R2 along with him. So you guys are starting to push these things, these crates along the side, or along the ramp towards the loading area. What are you doing?
I'm like looking to see what the guys are doing. I can't see.
You can't see. You have no idea what the guys are doing. You just said that. The stormtroopers are all running to the back of where they came from.
Oh, look at the back what the store is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
they're in the store
Okay.
and running to where your friends just went. Same
Okay.
direction.
I'm definitely gonna sort of look around. I'm gonna slip out the big gun. I'm gonna walk behind him and get ready to just
It's a full store, so like someone's probably going to react to that.
Okay.
In fact, you know what? You've already said you're doing it. One of the crowd, someone says, "He's got a gun!" And then the stormtroopers, the 2 squads turn around and see you and roll initiative, guys.
Oh yeah. And I might.
all of us.
Yep. We're going to go into initiative now and see where everyone is. I'm gonna clear my dice pool. So
That's very
remember-
Oscarina like. All right, here we go.
so just
Oh,
click.
is it cool or?
You just no, just click on the combat
Oh.
sheet. Remember, there's the thing. Yes, right, and it is discipline for everyone.
A discipline, okay. But I just roll discipline then, right?
Yes. No, just click on the initiative thing.
Where's the-
On the combat tab. Oy.
on the combat,
Scroll down.
combat tab. That
Yep.
tab, okay.
Kev, mine only has cool and vigilance.
Oh, vigilance. Sorry, guys. Vigilance. I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's modifier is none, but I
see.
got 3, which is pretty good actually. I don't really need to spend
Okay.
any strain
Let
to,
me
improve that.
open up the stormtroopers here. Actually, I gotta take a quick leak, guys, and then we'll do adversaries.
I'm gonna brew some coffee.
Okay.
Noise.
Oh shit! Fuck. Sorry, guys. Hold up. I'm gonna get back in. I hit.
Hit close.
Yeah, it's a mute me again here because I'm gonna start speaking. Sorry about that. Okay, I need to open up my guys. Oh yeah. Right back.
Sorry guys, I just thought the shit was gonna hit the fan there, so I reacted to the only thing I got, which is my big steaming heavy blaster, and I'm gonna try it because of course my bonuses are all when I've got somebody sort of surprised. So,
Hey, no apologies needed. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure Vendry thanks you.
all right. So I'm gonna. Well, I mean, I'm obviously gonna unload on these guys. I've got the drop on them, so I get all my bonuses, right? So I'm just gonna auto fire the works. If it's all the same to you.
Are you initiating combat?
Well, it's started. I was sort of just trying to follow them in and grab my gun, but I attracted some attention. So
Okay.
now we're fucked.
1 sec here. Let me see how we did for the stormtroopers. Oh gosh. I do not see. Oh, here we go. So I got 1 hit and 2 advantage and 2 advantage. So it looks like 1, 2. So there's 2 PCs, 1 NPC. A PC and an NPC. So 2 PCs up first. Who would like to go?
Me.
You? Okay. So there are 2 groups of 4 stormtroopers who have run in there.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna use my my nifty reflexes and the fact that it's sort of caught off guard, and I'm gonna auto shoot them in the back with everything I got.
1 sec here. I'm gonna pull up their stats. Okay, so they are at I'm gonna say short range actually,
Nice.
because it's not really that much space in here. Nice here.
Rapid reaction, quick strike, quick draw, lethal blows, grit, dodge, dedication.
Okay.
All right.
Let me set the difficulty here for you. So
Are we in the same area as Oscara?
no, but you're gonna hear blaster fire in about a moment. He's still in the store itself, and you guys are in the back of the store, starting to move these big canisters along. So short range is that, I believe. I'll spend a dark side point to get those rolling now, and we'll make that. I am going to give you 2 blacks because it's a crowded store.
Sure.
So, yep. Otherwise,
Okay, well, I
Lock
have
and
1,
load.
2, 3 blues because I'm shooting before everybody else.
Yep.
And I think that's all the bonuses I get for that, right? But it's still pretty good.
yep.
Okay, rock and roll. Here we go. Heavy blaster time. This is what does Jesse Ventura say when he's shooting off the big gun? Yeah, I'm not sure.
I can't remember. Anyone else remember what he says in Predator?
I think he says 9/11 was an inside job.
It's true.
Oh, let's go with that.
Like
all right.
this. He talks like he's got brain damage constantly. Like it's a struggle for him to form words.
All right. So
Holy
guess what?
crap.
So I get 2 gives me auto fire, 1 gives me critical. So because nice, eh? So I
Yep,
think that I'll hit. Maybe we'll go. So I could hit 3 guys and do 2 criticals, or I could hit 2 guys and do 4 criticals.
These are minions, so
Oh.
each critical will take 1 down.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Well, let's go with 3 hits, 2 crits.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, so there's 3 stormtroopers kind of got blasted and dropped down. Okay, so then we have 1 more PC to go. We can just have you guys in the back both sort of push this along, right? If you'd like.
Does this building have a sub level?
It does not. Not that, well, at least not that you're aware of.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys are pushing along. Kit seems to be screaming down the back alleyway. Then on the stormtrooper's turn, the one of the remaining ones says, "We need help. They've got a cover. They've got weapons. Send in support." And then the other group of minions are going to turn to you and open the fire. So
I dodge.
you dodge.
I have 3.
Don't adjust your strain or whatever else on
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, just guys, for today's session, if you're going to spend any strain, let me know. Just because we've got all the damage from the last session tracked up, and unfortunately, there's not a way of easily doing that separately. Hold on, no, I'm wrong. Give me a sec here. I got an idea. Give me 1 sec. I think I have a way to track this on the things without fucking up our current game.
I get a +1 blue to combat checks made against targets that have not acted in the encounter yet.
You do?
I do.
That's awesome. That's what I think Steve was using as well. Come on. What level am I on? Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's check this out. I'm going to turn, for this token, I'm going to turn it off of you. See if that works. Yeah, sweet. So for tonight, guys, just use the tokens that we've got on the screen here. It will still track your bars and whatnot normally. It just, it will not track on your character sheet. Oh, I lost someone.
What are you sure about?
Oh, I just got the, there we go, got the tokens to work properly.
Nice. No, it's not an auto kill on a minion with a hit, right? It's just with a crit.
No, just with the crit.
All right.
Okay, and Oscarina here.
Did you get a sex change or something?
I'm just feeling a little bit, loose and creative these days. I'm just.
You're exploring?
It's a big universe, you
Yeah.
know. I like to wear a few different hats.
Obama's America. All right, here we go. All right, so there we go. So you guys can use, Steve, go ahead and add that strain to the token so that you can track that on there.
To my strain.
Yes.
Current
For
14?
dodging.
Why is my current 14? It should be.
It is not on your character sheet on the token.
Oh, on the token.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, now I need to
Okay.
make my attack roll for my minions. And you said you dodged, so it's 1 upgrade for them?
Yeah. So I have up to 3 upgrades I can do. Are they shooting separately at me or together?
Together, it's minions.
Oh well, then let's throw them all together. So I get 3 upgrades.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to spend another dark side point to upgrade their attack roll.
Boom. I don't think I can access the stats on my icon.
If you click on your token.
Yeah, it's not.
Hold up. Oh, you know what? Maybe. Control by. Here we go. Screen done. And the Rustler done. And entry done.
This is the group of 4 shooting at me, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
3 strain.
Is Oddball still with us, Kev? Like, can we still use them?
I'm also with you. Yeah, just not. Ooh, they got a hit. So they, what do you call it? They turn and start firing at you. You're hit once, which means you take 10 points of damage. Remember to subtract your soak from it. So you guys immediately hear a bunch of blaster fire and the distinctive sound of Oscara's heavy blaster rifle, pow, 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 firing off. I have promised to never make that pew pew sound ever again.
Pew! That's what my God sounds like.
So Oscar, you're tagged, and then the other one was calling in for reinforcements. All right.
Nice.
End of round. It's about. I'll say at the end of this round, you guys will get to the loading bay. So we're top of the round again. 2 get to go. Then the one group of stormtroopers, then someone else, then another stormtrooper. Do you want the guys to go first, or do you want to shoot?
But I haven't acted.
Let's get some. I've lost my advantages. Maybe let's get the guys in there. See.
I didn't get to act.
Oh, sorry, Venry. I'm assuming that you and Pash. It takes 2 of you to move those crates.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so you guys are sort of dragging those things along. Bofa is sort of at the back pushing along, but it will take all 3 of you to get these things down there. Okay, so Pash and Vendry, are you just going to keep pushing this shit along?
Yep.
Can we get Kit to back up instead of?
Kit's going to basically pull a semi-Immelman and kind of like not an Immelman, but it's going to stop harshly, and then sort of its back end is going to flip up and down using R2G12 for momentum, and then release him at the last minute. So R2G12 kind of flies back and then hovers with his hover jets and it kind of.
Are we like fully on the run now? Are they going to chase after us?
You're not sure. You haven't seen any stormtroopers. All you've heard is blaster fire, and you heard Oscara say, "Code red, code red."
Are we fully loaded?
Yes.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll Pash will look back at Vendry and be like, "Hold on to your hat," and he will hit full throttle.
No. This round, you're just going to be able to get to the. So, like, you see this shit happen with Kit as you get to the loading area. The loading area opens up on its own, or maybe at Bofa's command, and you see that crazy maneuver that Kit pulled, and you're pushing the stuff up. And,
so Kit is not fully loaded then.
Not yet. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant fully loaded as in like, do you have all your weapons?
Oh, I see.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So, you were talking literally, and I was talking euphemism. So clearly, we're talking past each other. All right. So then, one of the stormtroopers gets to go next, and it's going to be the minions. Are you going to try and dodge again?
Bloody well better. Yes, let's do it. There's 2 groups of minions this time, though, right? Shooting at me.
Yes.
Oh, and I don't get to go before them because they just. Right, that's right. Okay, so we'll just put 2 on the bigger group and then 1 on the smaller group.
Okay.
Ow.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's see how we go. Ooh, not quite, but you get advantage. Someone grants a blue to the other stormtroopers. So they're blasting at you, and it's like fruits exploding, and blaster bolts are flying past, and people are screaming and running out of the store. Gaborians are like, whoa!
I'm screaming, get out, by the way. I don't want to kill any civilians. So
Yeah.
Everybody out. Yeah.
One of the, droids that was carrying a particularly juicy piece of fruit gets zorched, and fruit flies ever. Fruit and rind from inside flies all over the place.
Food fight.
It smells like if someone set off a bomb in a jugo juice. So now it is your turn. What are you doing?
Noise. Okay, well, I am going to, let's see, what shall I do? Moves are pretty limited, but let's, of course not, because they automatically died. All right, well, we're just going to try to auto-fire as many of these punks as we can here.
Okay, let me set the difficulty here for you. I'm a spend on the dark side.
Now, I can move and shoot, right?
Yep.
So I want to try to take some cover if I can, a little bit of cover.
Sure.
If there's anywhere.
Yep.
And I'll shoot from behind. Okay.
Okay.
And
Hold up here. Get that down. Get that down. All right. I think your dice pool is ready.
ready for action. How you like them?
Nice. So you got a triumph. I'm going to say that you are able to mow down that whole group of 4 minions.
Nice.
So you just mow them down. So there's just the one.
Everyone's out of the way, so I'm just like,
yeah.
Jesse Ventura, and it just fruit flying everywhere. There's scales falling off the roof. There's
Okay. And you dodged against the other one as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you let me set the difficulty for him. Oh, you know what? They're rolling it's one difficulty higher than it should have been. But that's okay.
If that's okay, well, in that case, maybe take one difficulty off the other guy, if that's fair. Yeah,
No, to be honest, I don't. It's buzz. Can't go back and bomb Berlin. Okay, so that is the difficulty for them. You're in cover now, and let's see how we do here.
Yeah, for those last 2 turns, I was just unloading a steady stream of bullets as I was jumping around.
Blaster bolts.
Blaster bolts.
Boom. Tags you again.
Boom.
Okay, so you take 10 points of damage again.
10 points. Oh, yeah, -4, which is 12.
Yeah.
That's making me pretty close to my.
Holy shit! Is that at your max?
I thought my max is no. My wounds are 12. There you go. So
Okay, so Oscara is tagged and drops down. You guys maybe like you're at the you get to the edge of the loading dock and the 2 sort of tractor beams sync up and Kit's ready to it's hovered up a little bit so it's even with where the crates are. And Vendry, you get on the thing. You're like, okay, Oscara, let's go. Oscara, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna charge. I'm gonna dismount and charge back into the store with my weapons out.
Okay, so so we're top of the next round. So you go racing back, and I'll say that if you take a full round, you're able to run out into the store. You can see there's a group of 3 stormtroopers that are moving their way over towards what you're guessing is where Oscara was. You can't quite see him, but where else would they be going? They have their backs to you. Pash, what are you doing?
If you throw a stun grenade at someone that's already stunned, does it have an effect?
Stun grenades do strain damage anyway. They don't do actual damage. They don't do like health damage.
Can Oddball pilot Kit?
Can Oddball pilot Kit? Yes, he could. Wait. Well, Leia can drive a speeder bike, so
right.
Yep.
Pash is gonna.
For those listening at home, our go-to adage in this game, because in Star Wars the game supplements or supports people trying crazy shit like you do in the films and succeeding. Our go-to description of, well, yeah, you can try that has become Leia can drive a speeder bike, because we have no evidence that Leia has any capability of driving speeder bikes until Jedi, and then suddenly she's amazing at it. Actually, she's moderate at it because she does crash, doesn't she?
Well, you never forget how to ride a speeder bike.
Exactly. It's just like the first time. So sorry, Dave, go what were you saying? So yes, Oddball can, I think. I don't think he's trained in it necessarily, but let's see here. The only really shitty stat he has is his brawn. His brawn is really not good. His agility's 3 though, which means that piloting planetary would be 3 greens. So as long as you don't want him creating, doing any crazy maneuvers, I think he can move it from here to the front.
All right. Yeah. Odd. Make sure that these get back to the shadow, and try not to attract any attention. If anything happens, get me on the comm.
Absolutely. I will be undercover. And immediately you hear this low, like, and maybe just before that he says, activating nonchalance routine.
Pash face palms.
So he starts slowly like driving back into the crowd, and you can hear, then you see R2G12 kind of go by, and which would roughly translate to, I'm never leaving the fucking ship again.
Pash will grab R2, and he's like, R2, make sure that he doesn't screw this up. And Pash will go charging back into the store.
Okay, so you leap back into the store. So, Oscara, you are just like fluttering on the edge of consciousness, and you think you can hear that like distinctive stormtrooper, like, is he down? Call and support. We need cuffs. He has to have had friends. Go search the back. And sort of they as they say that, they turn around and Vendry, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
I am going. Are they basically? I'm imagining the store is in front of me.
Yep.
Oscara is somewhere off to the side, laying down dead.
No, further ahead. Because what Oscara did is he was on the edge, sort of like let the stormtroopers go running in, and then position himself behind them and started opening up.
Okay.
And
Okay, so I'm thinking through the dust, the stormtroopers just hear a little clink, 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 clink. As my stun grenade lands right at their feet, and then boom.
Nice. Okay, do you want to spend any light side points to try and make sure that happens?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so it'll be, hold on, let me, so click on the light side point. I'll give you your one upgrade for that. Let me set the difficulty. Okay, and then it'll be light, ranged light rather.
So it's already set up with the.
With the light side point. Yeah, you just got to click to use the light side point.
Okay. Stun grenade ranged light. Where's the roller on here?
Okay, so found okay. Yeah, and also click on your under Destiny pool. Click on use light side. That'll transfer one light side to a dark side. Beauty. Okay. Nice. So yeah, that's exactly what happens. Pwink, pwink, pwink. What the? It goes off. Okay, so two of them are down, and
That's it.
there's still one left actually.
Oh, okay.
He sort of looks over at you, and they've already taken their turn to go over and inspect, I think. So we will go to the top of the round again. Two of you guys get to act. Pash, at this point, it'll be like you'll run around the corner, and then you'll be able to act. But I'll let Vendry act first here, if you like.
Okay, I'm going to open up with my blaster rifle and start shooting.
Okay. Let me set the difficulty. I think it's the same. Yeah. No upgrade. Okay. So let's go ahead and roll ranged heavy. Ooh. That's not great. Okay, so you what do you call it? You blast. Unfortunately, it misses. There's a some what do you call it?
Choppers in the way.
Like gulch grapes that will never be the same again.
All right.
That are just destroyed. Okay, so and Pash, you come running around the corner. I'm assuming with your pistols drawn.
Well, just with the one pistol.
One pistol drawn?
Yeah, actually, Pash keeps the flechette hidden.
Yeah.
Actually, if it's allowable, it's actually on a rail on his arm, so it becomes retractable.
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah, actually, at this point, Pash is going to call Oscara on the comm. What aisle are you down?
No response.
Ugh.
Remember, you weren't getting a response from him before. Well, sort of like if that's what you're going to spend your turn doing, you're because remember, well, here maybe I wasn't clear before. I'll let you revise what your action is, because the reason that Vendry went running and screaming down there is you heard a bunch of blaster bolts and then there was no response from Oscara.
Okay.
Check the ladies' underwear section.
So basically, Pash rounds the corner with his blaster drawn.
Yep. There's one stormtrooper standing still.
Calls a headshot.
Okay.
Nice.
Headshot. Go ahead. Let me set the difficulty for you. Okay, you're good to go. So go ahead and make a what do you call it? A ranged light check for me, please.
Okay.
It?
Yeah, just give me 1 second here.
That was Vendry's roll last time.
Huh. Range light, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
Let me take a look at something while we're.
Boom.
Whoa.
Holy shit. Okay. This is maybe the first time you fired this new really oh, you know what, Dave? You can keep that result, but just click on the weapon.
Oh, okay.
Can you make sure? Hold up. I want to double check one thing here. So make sure there's nothing. That was a great roll, but
Now you're covered in fruits and brains, and you can't tell which is which.
Watermelon. Oh, no.
okay. Yeah, just click next to the weapon because it'll tell us what the stats are. Then
Okay.
you can keep that result. That result's awesome.
You say click next to the weapon.
Okay, so you go in the combat tab.
Yeah.
Your weapon is listed as one of those, and right in the middle of it, there is a dice.
Oh, okay. That thing there.
That's what I want. Yeah, thanks. Great. Okay, so the damages. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, 12 damage. Jesus. Unfortunately, this thing you were a little off. Off your what do you call it? Off balance when you were shooting this, and it goes off. And you're kind of like jerks your arm, so you take 3 strain.
Ooh.
Okay. And you can go ahead and add that to your token. All right. However, that it is as advertised. Clear headshot to that stormtrooper, and down he goes. Okay.
Vendry's just gonna laugh to Pash and then charge forward looking for Oscara.
Okay. So you go racing forward, and you see Oscara lying down unconscious with a couple big scorch marks on the front of his armor.
And turnips in my hand.
Do I have a health pack or something like that?
I think you guys got a stim pack. You can administer a stim pack to him. So you get to heal 6 points.
Nice. Boom. Ah, that feels bad.
And you can hear one of the helmets has fallen off, one of the fallen stormtroopers. We're on our way in the Off the Vine store. So someone has tried to radio into these guys that they are on their way. What are you guys doing?
I'm going. Are they coming from the north?
They're coming from effectively actually, you really don't know where they're coming from. Where the stormtroopers, and actually, I don't. If you ask Oscara, he could tell you where they came from. But
all right, I'm going to take one of the stormtroopers' helmets off.
Yep.
And put it on.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do my best stormtrooper accent voice, and I'm going to say into the comm, Mayday, Mayday! They've got reinforcements. They're heading from the south.
Okay, it's like the opposite direction, right, or wherever.
Yeah. And then I'm going to turn on my comm jammer.
Nice. Okay, hold up. I'm just setting the difficulty for the roll.
And kind of like as I'm finishing talking, as I'm saying the last sentence, that's when it starts cutting out with the comm jammer.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead and make a deception roll for me.
All right.
And I spent a dark side point to jack the difficulty on that.
Skills. I think I'm pretty good with deception.
I think so.
Holy shit! I got 3 yellows and 1 green.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
And yet.
Yeah. And what
does that even mean?
That means that you set up a very favorable circumstance, but it's just not going to be what you wanted. So, okay. So you cut out the jammer, and then what do you guys do? Oscar, you're conscious now.
I'm shaking it off. I'm looking out the window. Do I see anything? Anything coming down the street or anything?
You look out and you look out of the street, and you can't see anything right now. But I think you probably overheard the thing that Vendry heard before he put the stormtrooper helmet on.
Sure.
So Vendry is in the process of taking it off. And are you keeping the helmet? Or are you tossing it down, or what?
I'll just toss it down.
Okay, you toss it down. So Pash, Vendry, and Oscara, what are you guys doing?
Well, I guess we gotta try to make a break for what we came for, hey?
You hear from the back of the store this like throaty voice. What did you do to my store?
I thought this wasn't your first rodeo.
I don't think you should stay on this planet.
Yes.
What? My family's here.
I don't think they should stay on this planet either.
You got 35 minutes before the Argent Shadow leaves.
The larger what? Wait,
get you and your family to these coordinates.
His eyes kind of twinkle for a moment. He's like, "Are you asking me to join the rebellion?"
Nope.
Nope. We don't have the authority to do that.
We'll give you safe passage to the nearest planet.
What am I supposed to do there with no money, no credits, no vegetables?
I don't know. Do you value your life?
When life gives you lemons.
When life gives you lemons, you turn a tidy profit off of the sale of them.
All right, no time to argue. Let's go.
You know anyone who can get their hands on some spice?
Look, we're running out of time. I'm gonna ask you something.
He what do you call it? He says, "All right, you just go. I can handle this." Right. So which way are you guys gonna go? Out the door, the front door?
Right. I think we should head like west.
Well, that's not helpful because I don't. Just give me a rough idea of where you want to head. To back towards the what do you call it? The Argent Shadow, like towards that area of town, or are you gonna try and go like you say, like kind of a tangential area, or like take the long way to try and get back?
Oh shit! Wait a second. Is there potentially like a cardboard in the store and a marker?
There's probably the Star Wars equivalent thereof. Yeah. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a quick and dirty protest sign. 3 of them.
Oh, yeah. You could probably get that stuff together.
Let's make some protest signs and then go out in the street and just like shout protest chants and just walk back towards where the protest is.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Actually, I like it.
Okay. So you guys are getting the things together. You're getting these signs ready, and then you hear what do you call it? The armored footsteps of stormtroopers that are sort of approaching and you can hear them talking to each other. You know, so sir, my comm's still down. I know, mine's down too. Now go in. Anything that moves in there, open fire. So you guys hear this coming from just outside of the store. It sounds like they're going to be in momentarily. I'll say you're done your signs at this point. What are you going to do? But you're still sort of in that that part in the middle where the what's his name's Bofa's kind of register is. There's plenty of cover here, though. If you've kind of pictured like any grocery store, but then just add like their produce department, but add blue milk, you're kind of where we are right now.
Blue milk. I hide in a pile of cantaloupes and I wait for the.
Yeah, I'm not sure your stealth was quite good. So what are you guys gonna do?
Can we try to sneak out without being detected?
There's certainly like there's a lot of these like depending on how many stormtroopers there are and how they do the search. There's lots of these like freestanding aisles or kind of displays in here. So there's plenty of things you could like weave through to get out.
Yeah, let's Pash will try that.
Okay. Sorry?
No back door?
There's the back door. Yeah. There's there's the way that you guys came in. You'd have to sneak back that way too. Or you could sneak back that way as well. Both has made good use of his floor space here. So let me just set the difficulty of the perception check. Okay. And there are 3 light side points available, guys. I'll just throw that out there. I have set the difficulty. So the troopers are going to be coming around the corner. Why don't you all make stealth checks for me? And I'm going to give you a couple. I'm going to give you each a free upgrade as well,
Sweet.
which is already in the dice pool because you guys have plenty of shit to hide behind. Nice, Vendry.
Time to hide.
Ooh, Pash, not quite.
Yeah, I love hiding. Oh. We're good time.
Okay, so you guys are sneaking your way along, and then unfortunately, with amongst the, maybe Vendry sort of, ducks down and does that kind of like crouch run kind of thing towards the back. Wait, sorry, you going to the back or the front, guys?
Back.
Back. Okay, so he goes running to the back, and he turns around and motions for you guys to come. The 2 of you try to run at the same time, and there is some kind of bluish innards from some vegetable or fruit that was destroyed that both of you slip on. Kind of, make some sounds, and the stormtroopers hear you, and we'll just go in the same order we were in before. So 2 of you guys get to go, then the stormtroopers, then 1 more of you guys. So who would like to go first here? They've spotted Pash and Oscara.
Well, I guess Oscar better whip around and say, "Old Painless has been waiting for you."
Okay.
And then unload my
Give a shit.
All right, here we go. Only 3 blues and no more upgrades. Okay. Combat. Rock and roll.
Holy
Okay, so those 4 stormtroopers are down as well too. You clearly had something to prove against them.
Yes,
So-
yes. An itchy trigger finger. I'm not thinking too straight right now.
Pash, you stand up and you're about to shoot, and you realize that there's no more stormtroopers up.
Pash will offer his gun to Oscar and be like, trade you?
Nah, I didn't hear that.
Okay, so Vendor, you kind of sigh, and then you stand up, and then you carry on out the back. So you guys step outside, and there's no one in the back alley right now, and it leads a clear way down to basically the rest of the sook. You're kind of jogging your way, down to the end, because it's, you really, really, really want to get yourself into a crowd, and you keep staring, looks back to see where the, whether any more stormtroopers are coming out the back. This is where those 4 advantages that you rolled will kick in, Cork.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you guys another upgrade, and let me adjust the difficulty here because of the crowds. And yeah. Okay, guys. So go ahead and make another stealth or another series of stealth checks for me, please. Let's see how well you just.
Trying to sneak out of here?
Yeah, trying to blend with the crowds at this point.
Yeah, right. We're pulling the Cinco de Mayo James Bond scene. Gotcha. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's up?
So I mean, Dia de los Muertos is what you mean.
Oh, you know what? I had 3 blue. Sorry.
So you rolled that poorly with that many blues before?
I rolled all advantages. Every single one I had advantages. All right, let's try this again. Don't want to make it too easy. All right. Yay.
There you go. Okay, so you guys, you get there and step out, and then rather than going back directly towards the ship or carrying in the direction you were heading, you start heading off in a third direction too. And you can see that there are a couple protesters who are still marching along, in groups and carrying these signs about Governor Walik. Cork, do you still have your jammer active?
Yeah.
Okay, so you start,
I'm like, what do we want?
No, seriously, what do we want? I don't.
When do we want it?
So you're chanting along, and you pass one group of stormtroopers who sort of like, they're hitting their headsets as if like something's wrong with the comm, and you guys kind of keep on walking. Fortunately, it appears that none of the stormtroopers who you've encountered thus far has been able to actually report what you look like. So you keep on going, and you're making your way back to the. You're following these protesters, and it seems that the protesters are actually seeming convening in some kind of big open square in the middle of the sook, and you're sort of like. Because of the cramped nature of the stalls and making your way through the sook, you don't really realize you're there until you're suddenly like, oh my, and you realize that there are like maybe 20,000, 30,000 people crammed into the square who are all screaming and shouting and chanting against Governor Walik. And you guys see the group of stormtroopers who are again, kind of looking over at you guys, and one of them has a scanner out and seems to be trying to scan something.
I'm going to take my comm jammer and slip it into the pocket of the protester standing next to me.
Okay, make let me set the difficulty here, and then you'll make a skullduggery check. Actually, let's reset this here. That's an awesome idea. And I'm going to give you 2 blues because this person is really focused on protesting right now. There we go. Yeah, go ahead.
Boom.
Very nice. Okay, so you you do exactly that, and then Venry kind of like gestures and makes you guys all move away from him.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you sort of, if you spare a look back, you can see the stormtroopers go up to this guy and grab him, and they start trying to like shout at him. But then you see something you didn't expect, which is that basically everyone right near there immediately turns on the stormtroopers and starts shouting at them.
Nice.
And then someone from the back throws something soft and it kind of squishes on the head, and they're like, "Hey," and then something again, and they're chanting more, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And then there's another much harder thing that hits, and at that point they bring up their guns towards the crowd.
Oh.
And which the crowd doesn't seem to back down from necessarily. Are you guys still moving away from these folks, or are you staying where you are?
I say we split up and meet back at the ship.
Oh, interesting.
What do you guys think?
It's not a bad idea. We've got the crates, right? Who's got the crates?
The crates are on their way to the ship with Odd.
Okay. Splitting up is not a bad idea. I might, if the stormtroopers look like they're going to start shooting on the crowd, I might shoot at them.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. So it's another squad of 4.
Yeah. Is it? Okay. They look like they're actually going to shoot these guys.
This looks like this is one very, very pissed off crowd.
Right.
This is this is on the verge of boiling into something quite.
Is there like a storefront window or something that I can smash?
There's probably there's probably like carts or what do you call it? Not carts. What was I calling them? Stalls. On the edge of this square. Yeah. Okay.
I'd like to take a box and put it through a window and start like a riot.
Well, it's not a. If you want to start a riot, do anything to do with those stormtroopers. That seems like the most obvious and easiest way of kicking things off here.
All right. Well, then maybe I'll rush towards one of the stormtroopers and say, "Back off, you hate merchant," and just like try and shove him.
Awesome. Okay, so go ahead and make a. Let's see here. It'll be a melee check, I think. No, sorry. It'll be a brawl check. Let me just set the difficulty here. That's funny.
Where do you make brawl? I don't see it on my skills.
Brawl will be under your combat skills.
Oh, okay. Can I make that now?
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yep. So you get in there. Well, here's the advantage that comes from that is that you get in and you're like, so you say exactly what you do, and he just sort of like, get back. But then someone else is like, yeah, get off him, hate merchant, and jumps forward and shoves the guy. And that's when a blaster bolt goes off, and that's when things go too far. So shots are fired, fists are thrown, rocks are thrown. This riot is kicking off. So,
woo!
This is one of the best riots I've seen in a while.
Getting drunk. All right.
Okay, so I'll run along the order of here. Are you guys planning on splitting up?
Yeah.
Hopefully, you're not planning on spitting up.
Spitting up blood. I mean, we're probably gonna get separated anyways because of the crowds, right? So
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is that the plan then, guys?
Yeah. We've got our problems.
So here's what I'll do: is I'm gonna get you guys to describe for me how you're gonna try and make your way through the crowd. Then, are you gonna muscle your way through it, like finesse your way through it? Are you trying to intimidate your way around?
Dance my way through it.
You can dance your way through it.
Mm-hmm.
And picture like what do you call it? Like the opening bars of the Men Without Hats video. The what do you call it?
We can dance.
The safety dance.
Yeah,
but then like
right.
intercut that with like a linebacker fucking kneeling that guy.
In Jabba the Hutt's room. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember it.
I think I'm gonna hang out here and riot until like pepper spray goes off or something like that.
Hey, you don't want to miss a good riot. Those don't happen every day.
Okay.
And then when the riot disperses and everyone's running in different directions, I'll just run back to the ship.
Noise. What's up with the stormtroopers? Are they overwhelmed now? Do they just get rushed by the mob?
The stormtroopers are sort of overwhelmed, but there are a ton of squads of stormtroopers that have been lurking just around the side here. So, sorry, I need Oscara and Patch. What are you guys doing?
Pash is going to find higher ground, so he'll find a rooftop or something.
Because of the way the souk is set up, there's not really like these are all markets. It's like a Middle Eastern market. These are all like little shops that are set up. Like there may be one that you can get up that's about maybe 7 or 8 feet above, but that's really the best you could do.
Is it exposed?
Oh yeah, and like it would not be a super steady platform either. These things are designed to be collapsed down at the end of the day.
All right. You know what? Pash will protest. He'll it's that style of protest where he's like, yeah, but then he's like kind of backing away slowly as he's yelling louder and louder.
So as you're doing that, like there's lots of people who are pushing past you to start kicking the shit out of the stormtroopers or trying to. Other groups of stormtroopers are going to be coming in, opening fire momentarily. And Oscara, what are you planning on doing here?
Well, I'm just going to try to get away, but if I see some troopers that are going to open fire...
Well, again, like what style, like how are you trying to do that?
I'm going to use my agility to sort of jump through people, look ahead, and sort of...
make an acrobatics check then for me.
Sure. Or there's athletics or coordination.
Coordination is what I want, sorry.
All right.
Yeah, that's athletics in this game. Or acrobatics.
Boom.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, you're able to make your way through, and in spite of the fact that there's lots of violence kicking off here. And technically, actually, we want to do canon. It's not the same thing, but remember the traitor stormtrooper from Force Awakens?
Mm-hmm.
He's technically a riot control stormtrooper.
Okay.
So the little like collapsible baton. Even in the Imperial period, I imagine there's something like that. So the stormtroopers are sort of wading into the crowd with those things as well, but they're very quickly overwhelmed by the sheer numbers of people. Pash, it sounds like you are trying to like do like deception or something. You're trying to like trick the crowd to make your way through. Is that right?
Basically, making his way. He's retreating from the crowd while still allowing them to think that he's
one of them.
He's one of them.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Don't let them talk to you like that. I'll wait over here. So go ahead and make a deception check for me then. Nice. Okay. So yeah, you're able to do that and then get yourself sort of free of the scrum. Vendry, you see that this because you stick around the longest, this goes on for probably about an hour. And like, at this point, malls or the guns have come out and like people are setting out impromptu barricades and stuff like that. And it's around that point that you can see these they're sort of like boxy shaped sort of hover things that are making their way over the crowd. And it's they're all through the speakers. You can hear an imperial voice. Disperse the crowd. Under order of Governor Walik, the city is under martial law. Any caught in the streets shall be arrested, or shall be detained and charged with treason. Disperse. Under the order of Governor Walik, and it kind of carries on like that. It is shooting these basically like Star Wars equivalent of like tear gas grenades.
All right, I'm gonna scream, "Everybody for themselves!" and then run, and then run as fast as I can away from the crowd.
Okay,
you really get into the spirit of the riot.
hoping to convince other people to like I don't know if it's intimidation or what, but I want other people to follow my lead and like run away too.
Yeah, that would be a
showing them how to riot.
Coercion.
And I'm gonna smash a box through a window at the same time.
Sure,
What's that?
that's charm. Go ahead and
Charm?
roll. Yeah.
Do it.
Charm. I've only got 2 in that.
Snake charm. Boom.
Oh, you know what? You can use leadership
There you go.
if that's better.
You got it.
Leadership is the same deal.
Mm.
You got a hit.
You use charm.
Wait, don't I have something that if no one's being charmed in this round of combat yet, that I get like an extra roll?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I can double check the sheet for you if you like, but I don't think that's the case. There is a light side point available though if you want to spend that.
Oh, you got a hit.
I've already got a hit and a despair.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, okay. So you're like, follow me, come on, get away from here. And you turn around and someone like hits the side of the ear with well, you know, you took 2 strain earlier, so I'll just add this onto that. There you go.
Okay.
You know, damn rioters. So yeah, this is really kicking off here. By the time you get back to the Argent Shadow, as you guys make your way through the crowd, you can see that the streets are noticeably much thinner. I won't make you make stealth checks again, but you're basically having to, like, you know, dive behind stalls and hide for a moment as stormtroopers go by, as probe droids go by, and make your way back. Excuse me. Actually, you know what? I do want you guys to make stealth checks. Once that martial law has been declared, you know, things might get complicated. All right. I have set the difficulty. You guys can go ahead and make. First thing is, why don't you describe for me the stealth efforts you make once you realize that the streets are being emptied? What sort of efforts are you guys making to try and to get back to the Argent Shadow without being detected?
Without being detected.
Yeah, what sort of strategy are you employing?
That's easy.
here?
I dress like a woman.
That does not. I'm detecting a theme tonight. You having some gender issues tonight, there, Steve-O?
Gender options.
Yeah. Pash, you got any get me ideas?
You know, what's been left in the street from the riot?
There are 3 light side points with which you could edit the scene.
The light side points.
So, what are you hoping is in the streets?
Any kind of uniform or pieces of clothing that Pash could like quickly pick up and use as a disguise. Even better if there was like a prop, like a food cart or.
Sure, yeah. If you spend a light side point, that sounds fine.
Alrighty.
Although I'd love if you like cobbled together one like partly stormtrooper armor and partly vendor. I'm just going for the day.
Stormtrooper hot dog vendor. There you go.
Stormtrooper pants.
Nice.
Yeah, stormtrooper pants. Okay, so click on the use light side, and then that's fine. And then I will give you actually more bang for your buck because that's a good description. Go ahead and roll your stealth now, Dave.
Alrighty.
Yeah, when in doubt, bring more toys. Good girl. Good girl. Oh yeah.
Get your hot dogs. Get your imperial hot dogs.
Space hot dogs.
Riding makes you hungry.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So you're back at the. Oh my goodness. Argent Shadow.
I get to keep the hot dog cart though, right?
You can keep the card if you like. Yes.
Excellent.
And of course, you're like, this is worth money.
Hey man, you gotta retire someday.
Either Steve or Cork, do you guys want to do your description of how you stealth your way back?
Sure.
I'm going to give. There's like bigger children around.
Yep.
I'm gonna give some coins to.
You know what?
Bigger.
Cork, I'm going to require a light side point because everyone's like fleeing the streets. I'll make you spend a light side point if you want there to be kids that you can do something with. That sounds.
I don't want to do anything with the kids. I just want
You
want to bribe them to like follow me and continue to beg me as I walk back to the Argent Shadow and just argue with them.
Oh, Oh, so okay. Yeah, that sounds fine. Go ahead and spend a light side point.
Okay.
That's not a good side to do that on. Sorry, 'cause there's too much shit that can get knocked over there.
Right.
Great. Okay. Let me. Once again, you get more bang for your buck. Go ahead and make your stealth roll.
Stealth, and we go to
Ooh,
Nice.
nice.
side.
I am happy to take pitches for the Triumph.
Like we all get to weigh in on it.
What do you want? Yep, everyone can weigh in. What do you want that Triumph to do?
Their parents come to pick them up and they give you a ride.
I'd go with that.
Are you the guy who wanted to do something with our kids?
Have we all made it back to the Argent Shadow now?
You made it back. Oscar will make it back around the same time you did, and then Vendry's about an hour later.
How about we make that Triumph something just shockingly amazing in that extra cart that both loaded? Something maybe of marketable value?
There's no spice in there. I'm telling you.
Son of a...
God damn it. Here, I do have something. As with most spaceports, guys, there are docking clamps that will secure your ship and prevent you from leaving. If they declared martial law, that likely means that you're not able to just leave. If you want to spend that Triumph to like as a as you're going in, Vendry, you sort of like look at the pad. You hit two numbers. It kind of it hits two things. You hit it with your shoulder, and then it's ready to release you.
Sweet.
That's a nice Triumph. Yes.
Okay. And then Steve, what do you want to do? So describe for us how you are getting back.
Sure, I'll use my stealthy. I'll try to blend in with the crowd and sort of follow groups of people sort of in the direction that I'm going and look like I'm sort of with them so they won't pick me out of the crowd kind of thing.
Okay.
And maybe I'll grab a if I see something or like one of the sort of tablecloths from one of the booths around there and then whip it on just to make myself look a little different. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you 2 blues for that.
Nice.
Okay.
You got
So-
it programmed in?
It's all programmed in. Go ahead and make your roll.
Boom.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, there.
Okay. So you go back with your,
Literally turn invisible.
yeah, nice. It's a cloak of invisibility, Harry.
Like fabric.
So you you make your way back to the Arch of Shadow and no difficulty getting there. And then, as I described, and eventually, like to make it even cooler, you're sort of like fighting with these kids until you get sort of like to like the hangar area, and then they all shut up at the same time, all put out their little palms, and you just like wordlessly boom, 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 hand out credits, and they go scampering off. So effectively, you're the Fagin to their what were his gang called? Fagin's gang
Fagin?
in Oliver Twist.
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, you guys are on the Argent Shadow, and it appears that there are what do you call it? So Pash, you're up in the cockpit getting things ready. Vendry strolls in, like nothing's ready, nothing's happened, and then Pash, you sort of like, oh, hit your head, and you're like, the docking clamp. Vendry, what do you say? Nope, did we lose Cork? We did. He'll be back in a sec.
Yeah, right.
We're moving along at a better clip than we normally do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Putting minions is a little.
Well, there's less of us too, I guess. There we go. Sorry, Cork. So did you hear what happened there?
No, it totally blacked out on me, and I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, so the one of the kids planted a thermal detonator on your waist, and I need to roll. No, I'm kidding. What happens is, so you walk up. Pash has gone in, and he's in the cockpit, and has been getting like all the pre-flight stuff ready to go. You stroll in, and
Well, what I'm gonna do is immediately go to the crates.
Yep.
And pop open that crate that was said something special for the rebellion.
Okay.
I'm immediately gonna pop that open and just see what's in there.
Okay. You get over there and mist kind of comes out, and you pop it open, You look in. Huh. In the crate? Well, you're not quite sure how to take this. Oscar, where are you right now?
Am I back already, or I was?
Yeah, you were back there already. So would you have meant, like, you guys are in a pre-flight check, you're ready to get the fuck out of here. What was the plan to go?
Oh, good question.
Are you in like one of because I think you always occupy one of the gunner spots,
typically
right?
I'll grab one of the gunner spots.
Okay, so you're in the gunner spots. Pash, what are you doing right now? Are you sort of like waiting till he's on board and you're gonna get the fuck out of here, or what?
Yeah, well, I mean, Pash has already used Let's Ride to hit the pilot seat.
Okay, so you're good to go. So Vendry has just said he's on board. What are you doing?
So Pash has gone through the pre-flight check.
Yeah.
And he's realized that the dock clamps are still secured.
Well, no, you actually see they're off.
Excellent. All right, is everybody on and ready to go?
Everyone is.
Oddball's got the kit secured in the back.
It is.
Pash is going to punch it.
So, Vendry, you get on, and it's sort of like that thing opens up, and then the thing sort of shakes as the what do you call it? The Argent Dawn, Argent Shadow is racing up towards the what do you call it? To get out of the atmosphere. You see, there are TIE fighters that are closing in from extreme range. You could use some assistance up at the cockpit.
Okay, so there's nothing strange in that crate?
No, actually, Vendry, what you see in there is a tied-up woman dressed in very fine clothing who looks really pissed off to be in this crate.
I'm going to put the lid back on the crate. and then race up to the cockpit. I don't have time to deal with that right now.
So, you go racing up to the cockpit, and yeah, you guys hear woo, 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 the what do you call it? There are TIE fighters closing in. Give me a sec here. I'm just going to set up the tokens for that. There's the Argent Shadow, and I know I didn't need to move it around and make a rawr sound, but it is. It's really, this is what distinguishes your Bush League DM from your, your pro. Okay, under adversaries, I think I got a TIE fighter in here. I do not. But I do have it under somewhere else. Give me a sec here, guys. Going to the old token bank and making a withdrawal. Okay. Emilio. Okay, here we go. That's bigger than it needs to be. So let's copy that.
Well, it's about the same special effects as the first movie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, guys, there are 3 ties that are closing in. Currently, they are at extreme range, but they will be closing. So, who is doing what here? Vendor, you sort of are in the cockpit as they reach long range. You guys are moving along at a speed of, let's see. Actually, you tell me, what speed do you want to be right now?
14.
I'll defer to our pilot for that. The max speed for these things is for the Argent Shadow is 3, but I think that Pash has some abilities that make it so it can go even faster.
Yeah, Pash will hit full throttle supreme, which pushes the ship past its limits. Speed increases by 2.
Nice. So you punched it, so it's already up to max the 3. It is now moving 5, and which means that it is as fast as the TIE fighters.
Did I lose you guys again?
No, we're here still. Sorry, I'm just reading something. Sorry, I'll keep moving.
Everyone was frozen on my screen. I guess they just weren't moving.
I'll keep moving so that you can see. It's like dead air. This is the video equivalent of avoiding dead air. Okay, so all right. So here's basically what it is. Is at this point they don't have you in range, and I don't think that your weapons have them in range. So we are going to make a couple of contested piloting checks. Now, I hope you're feeling confident of your piloting, Pash, because these are the elite of the Imperial Navy.
Black tie party.
Yeah, black tie party. I like that. Okay. So where are they here? Yes.
Can I do any actions to give Pash an extra blue?
You can. Yes, you can. I think there's a what do you call it? Oh, I get +3 blues. It's actually, let me reset the dice pool here. To co-pilot, that gives where is it here? Downgrades the difficulty of the piloting next. Okay, so basically, Cork, if you can make a average piloting check, let me set the difficulty for you. Make a piloting check, you will give him a free upgrade.
I'm gonna bard it up.
Okay, go ahead. So make a. Yeah.
Yay!
Nice. Okay, so you yeah, you can go ahead and take a free upgrade. Unfortunately, it will be at the expense of one strain to the shadow. All power's gone to the engines, even more so than was there before. So, Dave, do you want to make your roll first? Or do you want me to make my roll first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. Clear this out here. We'll get that because they're the creme de la creme of the Imperial Navy. And here we go. Boom. I got, holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits and 4 advantage. Let's see how well you do.
Alrighty. Have you already logged in my upgrades?
No, you have to add yours in. I don't know.
Okay. And that was no. I mean, based on what Vendry just helped me with.
Oh shoot! Hold up. No, I did not. Give me a sec here. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Once again, I'm fucking ignoring the literal description you gave, and I'm taking it as figurative. Ooh. So 1, 2, 3,
Nice.
4, 5. Tied.
One less advantage.
They beat you on advantage.
Nice.
So that means they're at medium range now. They're firing, but their weapons do not appear to be in range.
Okay.
All right, let's do that again. Do you want to roll first? Do you want me to roll first?
I'll go first.
Okay, give him shit. Dice rolls to say, oh, actually, first, Cork, do you want to make another co-piloting check?
Oh, so we're flying right now, right? We're not shooting yet.
Well, I don't think the range of your guns is close, I think. Yeah, it's close.
Nobody's in range yet.
Yeah, no one's in range yet.
Boom.
Damn.
Ooh.
Beat that.
So unless they get a wowzer, so Vendry, well, with that, well, you can't use the advantage like that. I'm open for pitches for what that Triumph does. That's pretty cool.
A toaster beside Vendry pops up, and Vendry reaches over and grabs a piece of toast and eats it.
Anyone else?
I'm fine, Lex.
Okay. Let me give you. I'll give you 2 upgrades for that because that was really great. So Dave, go ahead and make Pasha's roll.
Ta-da.
Holy shit. We are, yeah, that will be very difficult to beat.
my
Let's see
goodness.
how the Super Troopers do here.
I love that we can see your rolls. I know you hate it, but
No, I don't for this game. I don't mind it. 1, 2, 3,
Nice.
4, 5. Okay. So they beat you. Well, They beat you on hits, but a triumph and your advantages are more. So, Pash, you are able to get it to extreme range. You want to give us a cool description of what happens there?
So Pash basically sees on the equivalent of the rear view that they've moved into medium range. Pash takes evasive actions, kind of veers, basically shanks right hard, and then diverts the rest of the power to the engines and just blows forward.
Nice. Okay. So and all the ties are sort of trying to recover their to be off in the same direction while not crashing into each other. Wow, 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 wow. And they are basically give you an opportunity to once again punch it, and the whole ship is just rattling as you're bring it up to extreme distance. So this will be the last round. If you make this one, you escape them and break atmosphere. You can start the calculations for hyperspace. Well, actually, what I'll say is that if you get out of there, then you've lost them, and then you can make a decision of what you want to do next. So, Vendry, do you want to make your co-piloting check? Oh, hold up. Sorry, Vendry. I got to set the difficulty for you. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Make your check.
I already rolled.
Oh, I didn't set the difficulty, though.
Okay, roll again.
Yeah, please. There was a bunch of blues in there by accident.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Then, Pash, you are ready to go. Nice. Okay. Let's get the TIE squadron here and see how they do.
Ooh.
Okay, so they're back at long range. Now, what would you guys like to do next?
Can we jam their sensors?
I left my comm jammer on the.
Yeah, some poor hippie on the planet. You cannot jam their. You jam their comms, but you can't jam their sensors.
Does Vendry know how to slice?
Well, yeah, but I've said that's not something. I know that's in the Star Wars rules, but game mechanic wise, that's a legacy of the '90s role playing game where everything was cyberpunk.
No.
And I just don't think that is possible in Star Wars. I think that otherwise, Luke would have seen Luke or someone in a pilot asking R2 to slice another ship.
Right.
This doesn't strike me as a Star Wars thing to do.
Alrighty.
But anyway, any other ideas? Or are you just going to try and book it to get out of here?
Yeah, there's no point in spoofing missiles or anything like that. They're not in firing range.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just try to Pash will outrun them.
Okay. So go. Do you want me to make the roll first? Or do you want to make the roll first?
I'll make the roll.
I take it Buddy from
Hold up, Cork. Hold up. Let me set the difficulty.
I take it Buddy from
Go
off
ahead.
the vine didn't bother to join us.
What's that?
Buddy from off the vine didn't bother to join us.
Well, he told you he would take care of things.
All right.
He's got family and whatever else there. So as excited as he was towards it. Bofa. Nice. Okay. So you get an upgrade. Pash, you are good to go. Holy shit.
Ta-da!
Schnizzlecough.
Okay. And boom. Oh, they get a triumph.
Nice. Damn it.
Shitty.
Okay. So
Those hits.
you got more hits, they got more advantage and more triumph, so they close by 2.
Ooh.
So you're back at medium range right now. They're opening fire, testing range with their weapons. Vendry, let me set the difficulty for you. Go ahead if you want to make your co-piloting check. Oh, another triumph. Pash, you've got 2 upgrades. Go ahead.
It's a good
Nice.
air battle. Look at that.
Ta-da!
Okay, and let's make for the TIE guys. Holy shit, that's a lot of hits. Okay, so once again, you got more advantage, more things. We're back at extreme range. You guys are just like, these guys are
Back and
good.
forth.
Yeah. Okay, so we are back to Vendry. Go ahead.
Good thing we got a good pilot.
Hey Kev, what's the topography that we're dealing with? Is it? Is there a lot of space rubble out there?
that you guys have been sort of like fighting along the. I always thought it was going straight up, but I imagine maybe you've zoomed back down towards the surface, and there's like the flowing dunes, and there may be some rocky outcroppings in some places in the odd place. So unfortunately, Vendry didn't get success, so there's no free upgrade for you this round. So Pash, go ahead.
Okay. Is it possible for Pash to try to instead of just trying to straight outrun them, trying to get them to trying to confuse them so that they scramble and he's running them into shit, basically.
Well, you're going to want to have shit around to run them into. So what you could do is bring them down into a like a canyon or something like that, where you're going to hope they'll crash.
Yeah.
Okay. So
because Pash needs shit to maneuver around. He needs shit to maneuver around.
What's the silhouette of the Argent Shadow? Can someone check? I think it's a 3.
It is a if it's hold on.
The actual one, not for targeting.
Yeah. So actually, the silhouette is 5.
What was 5?
Well,
let's see. Hold on, I could be wrong here. Let's see.
That's what it says on the character sheet.
Yeah. Okay. So fuck. Here's the thing.
But
the Argent Shadow is a cargo vessel, effectively a cargo vessel sized thing. To figure the difficulty of the what do you call it, piloting check when you're in a cramped area, it's your speed and your silhouette. Whichever's higher gives you the purples, whichever's lower gives you the reds. The Argent Shadow at silhouette 5, flying at speed 5 through the canyons, is 5 reds difficulty.
Well, it's got 1 silhouette lower because of tricky target.
No, that's only for when you're being targeted. That doesn't count for maneuvering and stuff like that. It doesn't make
fly straight up.
Okay.
Maybe that's why you haven't been going down there thus far.
All right.
Okay. So just go ahead and the dice pool is ready for you.
Okay.
Vendry, you may be testing the range at this point too, or Oscara.
Sure.
Okay, so 3 hits. Oopsies. Triumph. Okay, so they get in, and I'm going to let them make 1 shot against you because of the triumph. Now this is where your silhouette counts as 1 smaller because they're trying to target you, but I think they're still much smaller than you are. Where are you, TIE fighters? They're so small, in fact, that I can't find them in the book. But I'm bummed. Okay, so silhouette 3, you're effectively silhouette 4. So was 1 larger. So difficulty is 2 purple. Are there any? What's the deflection on the shields on the Argent Shadow? In the aft?
Aft is 1. However, is 1. However, because of nope. No, I thought Pash had something to help improve it. Hold on. Defensive driving. Any vehicle you pilot has its defense rating on all zones increased by 1.
Hell yes. So there you go. Okay. I thought there may be something like that. So you're zipping along. Let's see. Okay, I've got the difficulty set for them. Gunnery. Here we go. They miss. Look at that. So they open fire, all 3 of them, and the blaster bolts are flying around. You're flying as much as it is a giant crate. It manages to keep them out of the way. So next round, guys, Argent Shadow will go first. So we have you guys take an individual action. And then Pash, you can decide what piloting checks you want to, or what piloting actions you want to take.
Okay.
I've been rolling piloting space.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Okay.
This is a spacecraft. Are you gonna help him with the lowering difficulty again, Cork?
Yeah.
Okay, Dave, what do you have in mind?
You know what? Pash is still. I mean, theoretically, he can still get out of range, right? I mean, if
If you can try and just chase away, if you like. Well, no, you're actually engaged right now, so you would have to spend. Your speed is currently a 5, which would mean that you can move from close to medium. You can spend 2 starship maneuvers to move from close to long. So effectively put yourself at long range from these things, but they may be able to do the same as a maneuver.
okay.
Basically, at this point, they're going to be able to keep pace with you. In order to escape them, it will be at this point. It's going to be very, very difficult to do that.
So with Master Pilot, which is
Yep.
once per round using piloting skill, I can voluntarily suffer 2 strain to perform an action as a maneuver.
Yep.
So could I do that? Could I try to move to long range?
Yeah, you can do that. I'll tell you what their actions are going to be is to do the same thing.
Yeah. And then it's basically we just do that until one of us either catches up or we break free.
Yeah.
You know what? Pash will try to gain the advantage then. Fuck
Okay.
it. He'll turn the ship around. He'll just barrel roll it, and we're going head on into a dogfight.
Okay. I'm going to set, because I think Brent usually does the other gunnery. So, Cork, because you're just going to rolling piloting after piloting after piloting, I'll give you control of dash, and you can make the what do you call it? Piloting checks or the gunnery checks for him.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, everyone has control of dash right now, so you're going to want his gunnery checks or his gunnery skill to use. So, first, let's see how gain the advantage works. So you have the same speed. So it's let me set the difficulty for you, Dave. And that's it. So go ahead.
Okay.
Holy shit! Yep, you certainly gain the advantage. You still have a maneuver. So what that means, guys, is and then your maneuver will be to do what, Dave? To evasive maneuver?
No, you know what? Pash actually has those ion cannons at his disposal.
Let's see. What's wrong thing? Off. Let's see. You have
The concussion missiles.
Oh, yes, you do. Yeah, you want to fire your concussion missiles?
Sure do.
Okay, so go ahead and make a. Let me set the difficulty for you. So I think actually because they're smaller, then it is. So their silhouette is a 3. They are 2 smaller than or. They're 2 larger. Okay, so difficulty is, and they have no. Of course, why would the Empire give them any armor? Go ahead.
I don't see gunnery on here anywhere. I see it now.
Okay. So then, Dave, go ahead and make your attack with the concussion missiles.
Okay. And that's just a gunnery.
Let me see here. I just want to see something here. It should be okay. So on the sheet for Argent Shadow, it actually should have all of them ready to go.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you're not. You don't have your gunnery isn't set up on there. So just click it on your character sheet. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm looking at you. Ooh. So yeah, you release them now. However, because the missiles are guided, I think that you get a chance to make a second attack with those. But let me see here. So first time we used guided, so I'm going to look it up this time so that I know for next time. Guided requires 3 advantage to activate, and then it basically gets to sort of like follow along. So you fire the concussion missiles, and unfortunately they do not hit. The ties, well, actually, the ties, that's a forward firing thing. But you said you turned around, right?
Yeah, and that way I was able to.
Okay, so I'll put them in the front of you right now. Then that's where these guys are, screaming towards you. Okay, so that's it. So that makes it. The 2 gunners, you guys can go ahead and shoot. Now, Dave,
Yeah.
did I hear you say that the reason, like, you did gain the advantage in order to not be affected by what do you call it? By the penalty from evasive maneuver, and you were going to take a second maneuver for the ship, making it suffer 2 strains, so it would gain the maneuver.
Yeah.
Gain the advantage. Is that right?
That's right. And actually, Kev, would I be able to, with natural pilot, can I re-roll that gunnery check?
I think isn't the reading it allows you to re-roll 1 piloting check?
Nope. Once per game, the character may re-roll any 1 piloting or gunnery check.
Or gunnery. Sweet. Then hell yes. Go ahead, Dave. The difficulty should be difficulty's right.
Okay.
Now, Dave, before you roll, there's 1 light side point left.
Sure. Why the hell not?
Okay. Go ahead and make your check. Oh, I'll give you upgrade first here.
Oh.
Hold on, Dave. You get to re-roll because I was still setting up. Go ahead.
Nice. Do it.
There you go.
Boom.
Yay.
So concussion missiles, I believe, have breach on them, which means they cut right through armor. So the damage is 6. And breach 4. So it's basically 6 damage to the TIE fighter, which I think means one of them goes. Oh yeah. So one of them goes up like a firecracker, explodes with the concussion missile. So now the 2 gunners, Dash and Oscara. Steve-O, let me set the difficulty for you.
Bowing.
Pash will call out over the comms. All right, boys, it's your turn now.
Yep. Go ahead.
Payback time. Here we go. Oh, what's up with that?
You're firing away, and unfortunately, they are just
whiff.
such small targets. Hey, Dash gets 1 though.
Nice.
So, and the damage from the.
I got one.
Nice.
Great kid. Don't get cocky.
Well done. All right, so 6 damage. So 1 of them gets clipped. It's not destroyed, but it is damaged. All right. So that was your turn. Now the ties. They are going to, for this round, they don't deflect your shield. So maneuvers. Yeah, they'll do evasive maneuvers as well because you just blew up 1 of them, which makes it more difficult for them to hit. Let me just adjust the size of the minion pool here because you've blown 1 of them up. And just as a reminder, guys, the more minions you take down, the less effective they are. So that difficulty for them is lower because you are much bigger than them. But they have 1, 2 from your defensive, 1 from your evasive maneuvers, and 1 more from theirs. So they have 4 blacks on their roll. Right, and here we go, gunnery, boom. Oh, they get a hit though. Okay, so the Argent Shadow takes 7 points of damage, but you get to apply its hull is a 3. It looks like.
Well, it's got 3 on the 4, like 3 shield on the 4.
Shields only add to the blacks that they roll. Doesn't actually reduce. Only the hull or the armor on the hull is what reduces it, or the armor, I should say. Okay, so that means you take 3 points of damage. So I marked it. Okay, so the Ardent Shadow is hit by one of the Ty's laser cannons. Back to you guys. What do you want to do this round? So that Vendry, are you going to help with the piloting check again?
Sure am.
Okay, so go ahead and let me set the difficulty for you. You are good to go. You know what? Oh, wait, actually, whoa!
Kablam.
How's this sound, Cork? Not only did you help out with the piloting, you helped calculate an angle that will give an upgrade to all attacks against the ties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant to do that.
Great.
Okay.
Nice work.
Nice. Okay, then it is Dave. You're up next with Pasha's check for gain the advantage if you want to do that again.
Sure.
Okay, let me just check again. I can't remember the difficulty of that. Same speed is there. Okay, so I've got the difficulty set, Dave. Go ahead.
Okay, as that's a piloting check?
Oh, wait, no, 1 second. I gotta get an upgrade. That is a piloting space check, yes.
Okay.
Woo! Did I say 1 upgrade? I meant 2. You guys are on a kill. You saw exactly what Vendry saw, and then you improved it. Now, the concussion missiles are slow firing, so you can't fire them again this round. But the other guys,
You lined them up for us.
go ahead and make gunnery checks for dash and for. Oh, hold up! I got one more. They were taking evasive maneuvers, so there's 1 black in there. Okay, make gunnery checks for dash and for so dash misses and Oscara.
Now they're in for a world of hurt. Here we go. Blam!
Whoa! Okay,
Nice.
so yeah, with that triumph, I'm just going to say you destroy the both of them.
Yeah, you lined up sweet, and I just shot right through them.
So you were trying to outpace them. They're firing you, and finally you're just like, you know what? Turn it around, and then like a concussion missile explodes one of them. You wound another one. You turn around, come on an attack angle again. They're trying to keep out of the way, but you blow both of them out of the skies. So
And that's why you don't pick on the big dog.
damn right. So you guys are headed back out into Pash. Kind of smiles and laughs, and then turns to Vendry. What does he say? Like ready to hit hyperspace or something to that effect? Oh yeah, make the calculations for hyperspace. And Vendry, what do you say?
There's a woman in one of the crates.
And it's this record scratch moment where Pash just slowly just turns to look at him. What did you say?
Yeah, there's a woman in one of the crates.
What the fuck, Vendry? Pash will he will reverse let's ride out of the chair. and he starts sprinting to the back.
Okay. So you guys are sprinting to the back, and as you're getting closer to the back, you can see R2G12 is kind of carefully prodding the box with one of its probes, and it seems like there's some kind of thumping coming from inside it. It's the crate that Bofa told you was something special for the rebellion.
Pash will rip the lid off of the crate.
So you rip the lid off the crate, and you see the same woman that I described for Vendry. She's gagged, she's bound, she's in quite nice attire, if drab colors, and she is about to show. She's a human woman who's probably in about her, you'd guess late 40s, early 50s. Very well kept, very well, her hair is all groomed and stuff like that. She's got a little bruise in her cheek, and you notice that there's a bit of a there's a comm link that seems to be in the crate is quite cramped. There's a comm link kind of sitting in her lap. Or so now coming a little hollow disc, like that you would record a hollow recording on.
And she's bound, right? Like she's tied up.
Oh yeah.
Gagged.
Yep.
Close the lid. He reaches forward and closes the lid.
Pash will pull the gag out and he'll ask her, "Are you okay?"
Let me go immediately. Do you know who I am? Who do you think people think you are? I am Yitni Wallach. I am the governor's wife. You let me go immediately.
I can put this lid back on. Just calm yourself right down.
You will not put the lid back on. Do you know who my husband is? Do you know what will happen to you, you rebel scum? You will not get away with this. There's nothing you can do that will stop this.
And Pash puts the lid back on.
Your death will be merciful and quick. Sorry, were you trying to interrupt her?
Yeah. No, Pash puts the lid back on.
Put the gag back first.
Yeah. Pash puts the gag back on and puts the lid back on.
You put the lid back on, and G12 kind of goes woo.
Pash will grab a marker and just scrawl all over the crate. Do not open.
Okay. Oddball walks down and says, "I've detected one additional biological signature on this ship."
Yeah, it must be a glitch. Odd. Don't even worry about it.
Okay. Now, Oscar, you come down from the gunnery thing, and you hear this. You're like, "What? You thought you heard a woman's voice down here?"
Did I hear a woman's voice?
And both Vendry and Pash turn to him and say no.
You hear dum 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 from inside there, and
Oddball
you
scrolling, do not open on the side of the box.
Yeah, do not open the side of the box, and you can see that G12 was kind of going whoop, whoop, whoop.
I'm just gonna go get something to eat. I don't want any part of
He's
this.
gesturing towards the crate.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so at this point, Dash comes out and is like, "Did I hear a woman down here?"
I think that was just Oscara practicing his other personality.
He looks at you. He looks at the writing on the box. He gestures out with his hands, and then kind of sighs. Who's in the box?
What's in the box?
Well, nothing that I want to have anything to do with. And Pash will just kind of walk away back to the bridge.
Okay, so Dash does the same thing you do, which is to take it off. She spouts at him, and then he walks back up to the. So, Vendry, where are you, and Oscar, where are you at this point? You said you were going to get something to eat, so maybe go to the mess.
I'm going to the kitchen. I'm time out.
Okay, Vendry, what are you doing?
I'm trying to build a new comm jammer.
Okay, so you head into the other area. Then Dash walks up to the cockpit, Pash, and you're sort of like making the calculations for astrogation. And Dash says, "Pash, that's the governor's wife."
Who? Which governor?
Yeah. What governor? What governor are you talking about?
The governor of Sahur. Why do we have her?
She's a gift, Dash.
She's a gift.
Or a guest.
Right, guest.
Yeah.
She's a guest.
Exactly.
Is this how we treat all our guests?
There's no more buns.
Well, I mean, she's not the easiest to get along with, and I thought she just maybe needed to cool down for a bit.
Pash, why do we have her?
Well, you see, when we left the store, both added another crate. So,
Oh.
Look.
So they kidnapped the governor's wife and sent her to the rebellion?
Hey, you're all for the rebellion, right? Go rebellion.
We are, but what do you think the governor will do to the people if his wife has been kidnapped?
Well, we gave him the option. Bofa could have been on this ship with us.
And then we would have a contact from Sahur and a governor's wife. Hash, we need to fix this.
No, you're right. I will jettison her so far.
No.
Well, okay. You're right.
I'm sure that the intentions were good, but we can't take her back. What good would she be anyway?
You want to throw her in an escape pod?
We could trade her to the Huts for Oscar's sister.
Pash, what
I like that.
what happened on the planet?
Well, I mean, we got the supplies we were supposed to get, and well, you know, stormtroopers, and then blaster fire. You know, the important thing to focus on here, Pash, is I mean, this is really kind of a glass half full situation because we got the stuff, and we got some value added, and I'm not even considering smuggling her.
No, you're considering dumping her, which we can't do. We need.
Well, I mean, we'll just put her in an escape pod. She'll be fine. You know, they'll find her.
And then she'll report to the governor that she was kidnapped by rebels and escaped, which will lead to more crackdowns.
We can use her as a prisoner release exchange.
But that won't spare the people in the meantime, will there?
No, you know what? You're right. Dash is absolutely right. We have to kill her.
No. We cannot do that. Then we're no better than the Empire.
I never said I was better than the Empire.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody here actually did say that they were better than the Empire.
Dash gives you that look that he's given you since you guys were kids together, where he's just like, he knows that you know better than what you're suggesting.
Okay, all right, fine. So what do you propose we do then?
Pash, this is a mess you made. I'm sure that you will be able to come up with an ideal solution for this that will not compromise either your ethics or those of the rebellion.
How the hell did I make this mess?
He is just walking away from the cockpit. And he says, "Pash, if I had a credit for every time I heard you ask that."
Nope. Good point.
So, you definitely get the impression that your killing or jettisoning or whatever else is probably not a viable option with Dash on board, and also you just in common sense from these things, you know how Imperial governorships sort of work. The way that they respond is through violence to most things, and if this place is kicking off with a riot right now, and then you add to that his wife has been kidnapped, that may make, you know, that's what brings in the squads that, like, you know, annihilate cities to serve as examples to other cities to not do the same thing. So what do you guys think? You guys have time to talk it over now. I'm assuming that, like, we'll say that you're still eating, maybe Oscara. Pash, you go and collect Vendry and say, maybe Vendry's working on his, like, tinkering on his thing in the kitchen area too. Pash walks in and says, so we have to talk. So talk, guys. What do you think?
So Dash says we can't jettison her. So what are we going to do with her?
Make her cook and clean.
Ooh, I like it.
And then I guess we're supposed to drop her off somewhere.
We also need to find some way of doing it so she can't say that she's been kidnapped by rebels. Right?
Can Odd wipe her memory?
We could take her back to that planet and get that guy to wipe her mind.
Well, can't Odd do that?
I don't think so. Because it was a pretty elaborate device that was actually on that planet, and then you guys blew up that thing with the ATTE. So I don't think there's anything remaining of one's, like, memory transfer stuff.
What if we did this? Remember we had that contact that we that Moth or whatever that we contact?
Oh, guys, you know what? There is one other thing that I forgot. Remember at the end of this is something that only Vendry and Oddball know about right now. But remember that when you uploaded that data core, you got all the data core information. It turned out it was a digital copy of the one. So you have that lurking somewhere in the memory banks of the Argent Shadow right now. Do you remember the end of the of that whole adventure that you guys went down to recover the data core, hoping that was going to have all the navigation information on it, and then you brought it back and you plugged it in, and then it said it had a big Geonosian head show up. The hologram has said, "I am one." Does that ring a bell at all, Cork?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so you actually do have access to at least the knowledge of one in the computer core of the Argent Shadow. I just don't know if you guys ever told anyone else that that's there.
We probably kept that pretty hush hush.
Yeah. So
I don't see why I can't mention it now.
Okay, so then Pash and Oscara, you find out that there is a digital copy of one that is currently housed in the computer core of the Argent Shadow.
What the hell? Why is that even here?
Vendry, are you of the mind that like showing is better than telling, so you've called up its hologram?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you guys were brought down to that what do you call it? The diplomacy room, which I think is in one of the handouts. Actually, give me a sec here, guys. Where is it? I think I have a
diplomacy room.
Where is it? Is that it? Yeah, here we go. Check it out, guys. That's it right there.
Where is it?
It should be on your screen right now, Corey.
Yeah, there.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if you click on it, it makes it a little bigger. So you guys can kind of picture you've gone down into that main area there, and then woo, there's this big Geonosian head. Everyone remembers what Geonosians look like?
Yep.
Okay, I am one. And that's when you respond with the what the hell?
Vendry, why do we have this?
Why don't we have this?
Nope.
Why wouldn't we have this?
We do have this.
Because it's evil incarnate?
Well, it's
One reason.
a gray area. Decisions needed to get made. Decisions did get made. It was a need to know thing, and you need to know now.
And this is why we also have the governor in a box, the governor's wife in a box.
That's right.
On my ship. You know what? The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go tell Dash that you brought that woman on this ship.
I didn't know she was in the box.
Vendry,
You're the last one with the box.
is that a true story?
If I knew that she was in the box, do you think that you would know about it now?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, you can point fingers all you want, but if you point one finger forward, there's 4 pointing back at you.
Okay, I'll give you that because I did open the box as well, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't the first one.
Did Pash just test that out?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there.
Looking at his fingers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So what do we do with our one?
What can I possibly add to this scintillating conversation? I'll let these two duke out their war of words here.
Okay. So Scar is just munching on something. Blue milk, fresh fruit.
Yes.
Ascara, a little help here?
Man, I'm not sure what side to pick here, boys. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, look, I mean, what do we do with her then?
Well, you had asked about the memory wiping. Now, one could do that.
Maybe let's give him a chance.
Can we just hey Vendry? How about we get one to give me back my memories first? How about that? Instead of having him take away any other ones.
Yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, that could happen eventually.
Ugh.
Mr. Helpful.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so it'll take a few hours for Oddball to cobble together what he needs, and what I think I'll ask you to do. So I was just checking to see who's got editing rights and stuff like that on him, or who can access him. I think all of you guys can.
But before Pash leaves the room, he'll turn around and he'll look at both Oddball and Vendry and be like, "But for God's sakes, don't patch him into the computer system."
They can promise not to do that again.
Right.
Let's go to the washroom, guys, quickly. And then what I'd like you to do is, let me actually set the difficulty for this. I need first a mechanics check. Actually, well, I'll set the dice pool when I get back. Assuming that you're successful in this, what's the plan to put her back somewhere? Like maybe you can talk that over and figure out where on so who are you going to drop her and how you're going to try.
Remember, okay, we a long time ago we made a contact with a guy that it was the Mission Impossible episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking if we contact that guy because he's a moth or whatever, and we just send him some coordinates and drop her on a planet out those coordinates. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anonymous middleman. Sure. I mean, are we supposed to do something with her? I mean, is that why we have her? Did the rebellion ask for, order her?
No, I think that guy that gave her to us is a fucking idiot.
He's just a twisted munchkin. All right.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not professional.
Okay. I wonder who kidnapped her.
Well, probably because he thought it'd be like she'd be a good trading piece.
We could ask her some questions about how she got here.
Well, the other thing we could do, I mean, ultimately, if we want to be altruists, we could see if we could get the governor to liberate the people in return for his wife.
Politics, eh?
I don't know how that would work.
Why don't you make you guys can make a knowledge core worlds check for me. Let me just reset the difficulty here. Okay, go ahead. That'll give you an idea of what maybe Imperial response might be.
Core world.
So Pash, you know that the government, like the effectively the Empire, doesn't negotiate with terrorists. So the response is likely to be like one, violent, and two, likely woefully disproportionate to whatever the threat actually was.
On us or on the planet?
On the planet.
Although if she just disappeared, would the governor assume that, like, how would he assume that she'd been removed from the planet? I guess he would just assume that she disappeared.
If she disappeared, I think that likely what he would suspect is that she was kidnapped and likely murdered, which would likely elicit the same response, unfortunately.
Well, it's half true.
Well, look, I mean, we could always sell her to the Hutts and let, wipe her memory and sell her to the Hutts.
Which again, this still results in the same outcome, which is that the governor thinks she's gone, and then there's, the city pays the price for that.
Let's ask her who grabbed her.
Well,
No?
Will that help you at all?
I might have to figure out like why she's here. Like, why do we have her?
Well, what you can gather from there's no
just crazy.
You didn't get any malice from Bofa. Like he wasn't. He seemed a little, for one, inexperienced with the rebellion, but he seemed well intentioned.
Right.
It's possible that he and his cell got it in their heads that this was a good way to help the rebellion, somehow managed to actually kidnap the governor's wife, and then thought it'd be smart to ship it off for you guys.
All right.
Remember, he said that, it's something special for the rebellion in there.
Okay.
There was no sarcasm or anything. This is just a horrible fucking idea, maybe made by a local cell without enough experience or supervision.
So we probably shouldn't take her to the Empire then. Maybe they could use her for some reason. For exactly like that political reason, whatever. They're more.
They what do you call it? Kidnapping and ransom is something that the Empire does, not the rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could turn the ship around and like Grinch Stole Christmas, ending it.
We could. I mean, realistically, Kev, we just had that those new amendments to the Shadow put in. One of them being the rapid cargo deployment mechanism.
Deployment?
So sorry, we're back dumping her into space again?
No, but not dumping her into space necessarily, but like flying low and then just jettisoning her back onto the planet.
Yeah.
Slowing down, keep dropping her off. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, if
a little parachute on it.
There you go.
I think the best resolution for is to dump her memory, and then because it is, like I said, there is an oasis, so there is like a fairly large body of water at the center of the city here. If what you're doing is going to try and fly into this place that's currently under basically like martial law, and then just like jettison her as you do, like slow down and then move over the water and then fly back up. I mean, that seems like a Pash sort of plan.
Yeah, that does seem like a Pash sort of plan. The best plan.
How do you guys think the governor will react, or do you think it's just he will be confused by it?
Well, I mean, he may take. There may be some retribution, but it certainly won't be as bad as if she just up and disappeared, right? Like maybe she got lost. She'll show up again with some amnesia. She won't remember how she got in the middle of the lake. So.
Oh shit! What if we blame it on protesters?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
like write a bunch of slogans all over her, and then wipe her memory for sure.
That will again result in like horrible repercussions for the protesters or for the populace.
Right.
You know what? We have to make it look like she like ran and hid, and then the thing that she hid in got moved to wherever it is that we dump her off.
Okay. So what do you think she would have hid in?
The crate that she's in right now.
Okay.
As if she hid in a store, and then the crates in a store or something, and then the crates were transported to a warehouse or something.
Yeah, let's say she was shopping, and yeah, she had
a box, and
protesters came in and started antagonizing her, recognized her as the governor's wife. She felt threatened, hid, and in the kerfuffle, the crate got moved. Yeah, elsewhere.
Okay.
She hit her head, and she got amnesia.
Okay.
I'll hit her on the head.
You guys, what do you call it? If only you guys had a Jedi on board, because I mean, someone like that could maybe use the Jedi mind trick to convince them of that kind of cockamamie story.
Yeah, you're right. It's too bad we don't have anybody like that on board. Maybe we can taser into amnesia.
I sort of picture you guys like the cut scene is back to Dash's room, and Dash is just sitting at his desk kind of working on something, and then kind of hears something shift behind, and he looks around and he sees all four of you standing there. He's like, what?
So we need you to wipe her mind clean.
What do you mean wipe her mind clean?
that thing you do? You just wave your hand across her face, and then all of a sudden everything empties out of her head. That thing.
Hold on.
The neuralizer.
Just one sec here, guys.
Look, Dash, if you're having trouble buying it, just, try it on yourself first. And then just, go over there and help us out.
He says the one sec, guys. I'm just trying to read the rules for. There's two different force abilities I think might be applicable here, but I don't know which of the two is the. Okay. Okay. So Pash says, or Dash says, I haven't tried something like that before. But
Well, what's the worst that could happen?
let me meditate and consult with my master, and you do what you need to do. So and you guys all kind of look at each other. He's like, for that, I will need some privacy.
Whatever floats your boat.
Okay. So can someone, first, let's see, Oscara, under the direction of one, is setting up, I'm going to use a dark side here, setting up a, what do you call it? The machinery necessary, cobbling shit together from other system in the Argent Shadow. Someone go ahead. Everyone has access to Oddball right now. Someone open it up and make a mechanics check for me, please. Who would like to make that roll?
I'll do it. Mechanics check?
So Emmy is sleeping next to Steve right now, snoring, so he doesn't want to move.
Just a straight mechanics check, Kev?
Yes, please. So it's going to take a little bit longer to do it. Go ahead and try again. Wow. Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for actually using the thing then. Effectively, what it does is it puts her in a state of, what do you call it? Here, you want to, I want to quickly text Brent one thing because I think he's going to flip out at his party if he's got his phone open.
Neurological disintegration.
No, what I'm going to do is because I'm actually going to give him the basic level of the influence power.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I gotta get out of here.
Okay.
Got things to do?
Soldier on.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah, good to see you, Corp. So have a good night. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, see you guys. Good luck.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay, so all right. You, what do you call it? That successfully works, and she's her mind is wiped, and then you, what do you call it? So there's a bit of a kerfuffle when you first take her out. She goes through the same kind of hissy fit. You strap her down. Dash comes out, and you, what do you call it? She sits and he does some Jedi stuff. He, gets you guys to all be quiet. He gets the lights turned down a little bit, and he stares deeply in her eyes and begins sort of moving his hand in a sort of like rhythmic motion, and is concentrating like there are veins popping out from the sides of his head as he focuses his effort, and he says, "You went to hide." And she doesn't say anything. And he says, "You went to hide." And she says, I went to hide." And he says, "The rioting scared you." And she says, "The rioting scared me. And so you hid in this box." And she repeats it back again. And he says, "You remember none of this." And she says the same thing back. "Now, sleep." And she sort of sleeps. What you realize once you sort of like the pregnant pause that follows that ends is that Dash is drenched in sweat. By the end, it was an extraordinary effort on his part in order to do that. He what do you call it? He says, "I need to go lie down," but I think that worked. So, what are you guys going to do?
Well, I guess gotta make a run back now.
Yeah. Okay, Dave. So since we're getting, you know what, we're down to like a precious two of you now. Maybe what we'll do is, rather than going through, I was thinking that we would go through another like dogfight with TIE fighters and stuff like that. But maybe what we'll do is just to wrap the session is we'll extrapolate that down to maybe a contested dice roll.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to do the full thing, I'm happy to do that. But I'm at your disposal. What do you want, guys? Do you want to do the full dogfight through the city, or do you want to just abstract it out? Dave, it's later there for you, and you're getting closer to leaving the city. So that's why I was asking if you wanted to call it a little bit earlier tonight.
Yeah, I think that might not be a bad idea, Kev.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to abstract it out, that'd be
Sure. So let me set a difficulty here for you. I'm just going to put it to the difficulty that the now there is one light side left, and I would recommend using that because these fuckers are pretty good at piloting. I would also go balls out with whatever other kind of tricks you got.
okay.
Well, I've got.
Oh, I'm giving you the free upgrade because of Vendry's co-piloting, and I'm going to assume that at the first sign of, well, actually, I guess you don't want to draw attention, so you're not going to shoot because you want it to look like this crate. You know, she was hiding in that crate the whole time, right?
Yeah, basically. I mean, this is not a Pash blasting in scenario. He's actually going to try to fly in. What was that?
Blend in with traffic.
Yeah, fly in as casually as possible.
Okay, so there's no traffic here right now because it's the place is under martial law.
No.
But and you're likely flagged as being a ship that escaped the spaceport when there was lockdown. But I've got the difficulties set for you, Dave. Go ahead and make a piloting check.
Okay, I'll use that light side.
Sweet. Let me give you one more upgrade. Okay, go ahead.
Oh God.
Okay, so that
Oh my gosh, what a roll!
you are what do you call it?
How is that humanly possible?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, and you used your reroll, didn't you?
Yeah, but I did before.
Yeah.
I can't do anything.
Yeah, you can't do anything. Okay, so what happens is as you sort of zoom down and you do the quick cargo eject thing, It splashes down, and then as you're pulling away, there are what do you call it? You know what's going to happen is that it's. I'm not going to go through the full
Actually,
combat because you guys would beat the hell out of pretty much any TIE fighters I throw at you, unless I throw shit tons.
you know what I still do have left, Kev, is I still have Brilliant Evasion.
What does that do?
Make an opposed piloting check. If successful, the opponent's vehicle starship can't make any attacks against the character's vehicle for a number of rounds equal to agility.
Okay, let's do that. Hold on, I'll set there. Okay, so their piloting is set. Give you your upgrade for the co-pilot. Go ahead and make a check.
Okay. Oh,
and a threat.
no, it's a despair and a triumph together.
Or despair, that's something. Okay, so rather than having them canceling out, here's what I'm going to say happens. Is effectively so you do that sort of like the spotlights kind of come on you as you're flying over. The air raid sirens all start going off. TIEs start screaming down that are patrolling over the city, and you do some kind of crazy thing where you're riding like basically along the cusp of that like the corkscrew cone shape. Woo, 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 and you hit the top, and wow, you're flying off. And what you see is the what do you call it? The governor, kind of like runs to the window and looks out because he's clearly in a control room where everything's going on. He says, "That ship," because you just went, kind of like Top Gundam as you flew past the control tower. And he looks out and he says, "That ship. I want you to track that ship. I want that captain brought to me." So you now have an enemy.
Ooh, I like.
Who has a sworn thing against you. Fortunately, while the TIEs try and catch up to you, you do reach. So in the interim of getting her all set up and stuff like that, getting her mind wiped and whatever, I'm assuming that what you guys did was calculate make the calculations so that you could get to out of atmosphere and then boom, hit to light speed. So you do that, the lights all the stars stream, and then pew, you were off to light speed, bringing the cargo back to the rebel base, and thankfully continuing the making sure they don't starve, which brings our session to an end.
Oh.
So for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. We hope you've enjoyed. We will see you again in actually, I think in 4 weeks time for this. In 2 weeks time, we are doing a filler session because a couple of other players are going to be away, but maybe I'll do another one shot then. So we may be back in 2 weeks. We may be back in 4 weeks. In any event, thanks for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon.